Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. How you all doing? I hope everyone is well today. I hope you are feeling good, which you should. This is an absolutely amazing Saturday, people, because the one and only Shelly Ann Fraser Price just became the second fastest woman in the history of mankind today. Today, right here in Kingston, Jamaica. It was remarkable. It was remarkable. 10.63. If you guys are not big on track and field, you probably won't understand. But the only person to have run faster than Shelly Ann Fraser is the world record holder, Flo Joe, who set that record, I think, in 1985. Shelly Ann Fraser Price at 34 just proved that age is really just a number. Remarkable, 10.63. All right, welcome to Jamaican Celebrity Talk. You know how we do. We talk the things them this week. We have two remarkable guests. You know what we do after this. We cut up the stuff and share it out again throughout the week. We have amazing people here tonight. I'm very excited. These are two I'm a long time friend. Them I know a long time. Although the young lady in question is probably 22 years of age. So I've known her since she was about 2. Yes, people. So tonight we're going to speak to the amazing Aisha Davis. Aisha is truly multifaceted, multi-talented. This is a term that we use very often, and I don't think we really understand what it means. But it means that this young lady is more than competent at singing, acting, modeling, you name it. She's just remarkably talented, and I'm very excited to have her here with us tonight. So without further ado, we're going to bring on Ms. Aisha. Aisha, welcome.
Hey, I'm good. What's up?
I'm good, Aisha. I'm very good. Welcome to Jamaican Celebrity Talk. And,
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. It's kind of it's like having family this week. You and
I know, right?
It's like family. All right. So what we do here, the purpose of this is really very straightforward. We are trying to create a documentation of talent, to document your story, and at the same time, we're hoping that people will come along after. Because normally, what we do is we do this live, and then we cut it up and send it out through the week, and that tends to do very well.
Okay.
So I am so excited to have you here. So before we start, you know, disclaimer, although she's my friend and I love her, I'm going to be tough on her. But in a general Aisha, tell us a little bit about you, a little bit about your background before we get into the meat of the matter.
Okay. I'm British Jamaican. I'm a singer, songwriter, dancer, actress, voiceover talent, voice tutor.
Wow.
I'm a mom.
Wow.
I'm a former athlete.
I didn't know that part.
Yes, I did track and field in high school, and I was also on the swim team. Yes.
All right. Okay. You know what? All right. Tell us a little bit about your earlier years. I mean, where did you grow up? What kind of family? Were you born Jamaican? Did you live here your whole life?
No. Well, I mean, I'm from Bermuda, which is a British territory, which is why I said that I'm British Jamaican. I went to high school here in Kingston, the Immaculate Conception High School.
Great school. Great school.
You know, I had gotten the performance bug early, and had decided, you know, after college and stuff, that I was no longer gonna do law, which my parents wanted me to do. I wanted to perform because then I felt like at the time doing law would only be pleasing them and not me. Had anybody told me at the time, hey, you know, you could do both, I would have done both. But that's what it is. I had joined Little People and Team Players Club that was led by Kathy Levy, Miss Jamaica. And I just loved being on the stage. There, I developed my singing, learned sign language, developed in my dancing, and also drama. Then fast forward, became a founding member of the Aisha Ensemble,
Nice.
that ensemble. Then I joined the Cadco Dance Company and was a principal dancer for I think about 13 years or something like that.
Yeah, I saw you several times. They were my
Yeah.
favorite too.
Thank
Lantanet
you.
style.
Yes,
Yes,
Lantanet style.
amazing.
Awesome. Um, while I was in Lakadco, though, I mean, there are some dance pieces that required singing, so I'd always be the one singing and dancing, and I was like, I think I want to start recording. I want to, and so I started doing, a few recordings while I was working, going to school in Lakadco. I was,
So when all this is happening, what were your parents like? I mean, were they supportive in your dream? I
okay,
mean,
so I was a cat.
before you even answer that, at what age? Because you're kind of just going.
Oh,
What did you did you say? You know what? I want to be a singer, or I want to be an actor, or I want to be in the arts. At what age? Can you remember what when was that moment that you said, "Yo, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life"? I don't know anybody else.
I think I was about 18,
Mhm.
and I had just won because I was going to Exeter Community College because I didn't want to go to sixth form, and I had just won the crown of Miss Exeter. Um,
Wow, nice. I mean, listen, I've known you for years. I'm learning all these new stuff. Cool. That's cool. So
yeah,
you
and
decided this is what I want to do.
yeah, because I mean, I won most aware and most talented, and I was like, hmm, this could be a thing, this.
Right, right.
I've always loved performing, even since in high school. I was on the Glee Club, which is choir in Jamaica, but at Immaculate we said Glee Club. And then
Mhm.
when I had joined Little People, you had asked me earlier what if my parents were supportive. Here's how I did it.
Yeah.
I auditioned, got in, and then told them.
Listen, innovative, innovative. I mean, how are they going to
Yeah,
say you
because
know at that point?
I felt like if I asked, they might have
Yeah,
said no.
yeah.
But if I told them after the fact, I auditioned and this is the performing arts group and everything, and I got in, then they would have said, yeah, go ahead. I did the same thing when I started piano lessons. I just started going to classes, and they noticed
Wow.
one is like, wait, why are you just coming home? Oh, I started piano.
Mhm. Yeah, that is remarkable, Aisha. But I mean, so you are certain
Yeah.
you decided that this was it.
Yep.
First drawn to because the thing about being multifaceted and multi-talented in the arts,
Hmm.
I find is that sometimes you are confused as what do you want to do first. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want to do first?
Yeah.
1 second. Big up to Nadira X. Big up. Thank you for being here. Street Rock.
Hey, Nance.
I say, Emily, the wanted one. I hope you're wanted for your loveliness, Emily. so, um, so here you are, in your teen years. You've decided you want to pursue the arts. I'm sure that academically you are doing extremely well.
Yeah.
You know,
One of the things
extremely.
that I loved and appreciated with Kathy Levy, Mr. Robinson, rest in peace, and Mrs. Paulette Bellamy, was that they were very keen and very adamant that your grades had to be up. If you were failing anything, you were banned from rehearsals, you were banned from performing in a particular show. So our
I didn't
grade,
know that.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Hmm.
Didn't know that. So okay, here we are. So you've gotten into the arts,
Hmm.
and you're in your, let's just say you're about 18, 19, stunning beautiful young lady. You've gotten into the arts. What when you first got in, did it meet your expectations? I mean, the way you visualized it, was that the way it was? You know,
Well, to be honest, I didn't have a visualization of how it was gonna be. I think it's because it's something that I love. I was just enjoying it. And I was still young and I wasn't actually thinking, okay, all right. I think I actually started thinking about monetizing once I decided I'm going to be a recording artist.
Okay.
And at that point, I said, okay, not, I don't just want to be a recording artist. I need to know about the business, because it's very important to know about the business. Of course, little did I know that knowing about the business is also an issue.
Yeah. 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 It's true. Very true. Sad, but actually very
That's
true.
what
Very
true.
true.
So I was like, But being a dancer, I think for me, just being on stage, it's like a whole new world. It's something different. No matter what I'm going through, once I hit the stage, whatever issues is left at the stage, the foot of the
Yeah.
stage, and I think it's my decision whether I want to pick up the issue after or just leave it there. Because on stage, it's just a whole new world. Like me writing, me recording, me dancing. It's just, you
It's a
know, you're
it's an escape.
releasing and you're welcoming the audience into your world through your craft.
The multifaceted artist is perhaps one of the most misunderstood. Because we are, when I know certainly with me when I got into the arts, I was
Yeah.
told you got to do one thing and just one thing. What was your breakout moment? What was the thing that brought you to the attention of Jamaicans and the world?
Singing. Because remember, even though in Little People and Ashe, we did all sing, dance, and act, but we're a group, you know what I mean? And
Mm.
of course, everybody, when you perform, persons will have their favorite person out of a particular group or whatever. And then.
Yeah.
But when I decided to start singing and I had the first big break, I figure, with Someone Loves You, with Anthony B.
Right.
And the music video went to BET and MTV and all of that. As everybody's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. So that, yeah, I think once you crossed from your own country, like your nation,
Mm.
elsewhere, that's when people actually recognize you.
How did
Unfortunately.
how did that combination come about? How did that? Did you know Anthony B? Were you working together? How did that happen?
No, I got a phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and when he had called me, he's like, "Do you know how me have to go through? How much people me have to go through for getting number?" And I'm
Yes.
like, "Okay," because that's kind of surprised. It's like Anthony B calling me, like, why?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was pleasantly surprised and happy at the same time because it was a good break. Prior to that, I mean, I had gone on tour with I was on tour with Kimani Marley for I think about
Mhm.
2 years. That was like the very first time I ever went on tour as a part of a musical
Right.
entourage. I
Right.
mean, I'd toured before as a dancer, but now I'm going into what I wanted to do, be a recording artist and singer. So thought it was a good opportunity for me to see what it's like being on the road. What it's like being a part of a band,
Mhm.
uh, and stuff. And that.
Did Anthony B tell you why he wanted you on that project? Because that was Anthony B at that point was one of the biggest acts.
Mhm.
He's still an amazing artist, an amazing artist. Why did he ever tell you why he chose you?
I don't recall, I mean, I had, I think, probably two songs recorded by at that time. I had recorded a cover of Genie in a Bottle on Cecile's project. You remember? I think that's
I know that
that
track. I know
same
that track.
project
Yeah,
that she
I know
did.
that track.
See what I've been going through, and I did Genie in a Bottle, right?
Sorry, sorry. Yeah, I
and
know that. Yeah.
then I had also recorded something for Renaissance. Um, Lord, when I can't remember the song.
It's all
Jesus.
right. You've had a lot of recordings. You've
No,
had a
but
lot
at
of
that
recordings.
time I had just done two, and so I don't remember, I don't recall how Anthony heard about me. It could possibly have been one of those songs or so.
Right. Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I got the call and I went. I remember us going to I recorded in Ocherius. There's a studio in Ocherius that he uses, and I didn't even know how big this it was gonna get. I was just like, okay, I was just so excited just to record with
Right.
some
Anthony B. Yeah,
prominent,
yeah.
you know, and I
Right,
was
right,
like,
right.
okay, sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you record the song,
Hmm.
and it's a hit. And
And
they
it,
come and say, we want to shoot a music video.
yeah.
Right. I,
The music video
one
was
thing
shot
I
in
remember that music
Jamaica.
video is you. I
Huh?
honestly, I remember you and I remember a bike. But and I remember saying, "Oh, Aisha looks sweet. What's the place?" Manua, my sister.
It's so
I'm
funny.
telling you. Um, now, when that happens to a relatively new artist,
Mhm.
still putting you in the space, the expectations now are for you to transition. What
So,
was it for you?
well, unfortunately, it didn't go as how I had envisioned it, like
Right.
what I had seen, especially the fact that the video itself was being accepted everywhere, you know, and
Everywhere.
a
Yeah,
big buzz.
that's right.
And a part of my agreement with Anthony B and his people was that I'd perform the song wherever he goes. So, which would mean that when he's on tour, I'd be on tour with him, performing
Right.
locally and stuff. And to this day, we've never performed the song.
Never.
Never.
But this track was huge.
Oh, yep.
Really
It
huge.
was huge. Yep, we've
It-
never performed
I
the
mean,
song.
okay, you have to tell us why. Why? What?
I don't know. You would have to interview Anthony B and then ask him why.
No, is it that that team decided not to promote that track, or because I mean, everybody knew
Look, the
someone
track
loves
was being
money.
it was being promoted. It was, and every time he performed the song, but he performed the song with one of his background singers.
Oh,
And
oh,
I remember he had a performance here in Jamaica, and he had called me and he said, "Oh, we're gonna be performing the song." Let's say he called me 2 days before or something like that, and I said, "Okay, all right." And what time? And so he gave me the information, said he'd pick me up at X time. And I got ready and I'm still waiting.
wow. Okay,
Still waiting.
so we all thought
Hmm.
that I mean, I certainly I did that you were on tour promoting this amazing track because you both had truly you both had amazing chemistry together.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I mean, I didn't know him really before.
Mhm.
Um, I think we might, you know, I think we had met at a studio session. I think I'd done some harmonies for either him or was it Norseman or something. Because at the time, myself and Cecile, we would do a lot of harmony work
I
for
remember.
recordings
I
and
remember
stuff.
that. I remember
And I
that.
think I had met him at that point at some point, so which is probably why he had said, "Okay, I want her to do the song and whatever." I was very excited and happy, and I was like, I was thinking big. No, I was like, "Yes, I'm going to get to perform the song. I'm going to this," and then from that, I'm going to because I'm always thinking, "All right, how am I going to into my career?" So I was just thinking, "All right, money is earned from that. I'm just going to throw it into me and da da da." But we never did perform it, and I don't know why. I don't know because it really was a part of it. Because I mean, with promotion and thing, I was like, okay, all right. Even radio interviews, nothing, none of that happened.
What? Okay, all right. People, okay. All right. To all that's watching, thank you for being here. You are at Jamaican Celebrity Talk, where we talk the things them. And tonight I am very, very blessed. I have this beautiful, sexy, intelligent, remarkably talented person in front of me, Malika Sistrin, for long time, long time. Aisha, Aisha. So that must have been a very disappointing
I was
thing.
very disappointed, but I mean, I don't. I'm not the kind of person to hate. I was disappointed and I couldn't understand. Um, but it made me realize that this business is not a what I thought it was.
Right.
I would have thought that. I would have thought that here it is, we have an opportunity, and the song was getting major,
Oh
major,
yeah. I
ma-
can tell you. I can BT, MTV. I can tell
major
each one. I can
recognition.
tell you. Yeah.
People loved it, and um, and I thought that they would have taken the opportunity to go further with it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but it didn't. And hey, it is what it is. You live and you learn.
So so you have a massive hit, a track that's buzzing everywhere. Um, what happened then? I mean, did many producers approach you at that point? Did you start recording with other people, any record labels? What happened?
That was what two oh God, what year was that? 2003. What happened after that? Because um I think shortly after that, did I start? Oh, I started going on tour. I was requested to go on tour with Shaggy,
Oh, nice, cool, cool.
um, because I think Brian it was coming off of the road, and they
Mhm,
needed somebody to replace Brian, and I think Tony Golding himself
mhm,
had suggested me,
mhm.
and I got the phone call. And he said, "Would you be interested?" So and so. I said, "Yeah." He said, "All right, well, listen out, Rossi's gonna call you," and so and so and so. I think the next day, Paul Rossi called me, and I was like, "Yes." There's no two way about it. I wasn't gonna second guess. I was I was very excited. I was like, "Shaggy, you mean the Shaggy, as in Mr.
Yeah,
Bombastic? Me on tour?" Yes. It was.
yeah, nice, nice.
Prior to that, though, I mean, I was in studio um work recording. I had done a lot of harmony work, as I told you. I'd done harmony for Baby Sham for his album with Dave Kelly at the time.
Mhm.
A lot of and I think I had recorded a couple other songs myself.
Yeah.
And so that was like my demo, demo CD, and I had my photos and stuff. So I said, I'm going on tour. I'm going with my press kits.
Mhm.
So
Nice.
where
Smart, smart, smart.
had my press kit promoting Aisha. Yes, I was on tour with someone else, but
Mhm,
I'm not just a background singer. And with Shaggy, I never just did background, I did leads as well.
mhm.
So I was very excited. And, being on tour, touring the world, experiencing different cultures. And I saw it as an opportunity for me to actually, all right, perhaps I can find my manager on the road.
Now, often when people hear artists talk about touring, they have, I'd say, a misconception of what touring is. I've toured for a very long time. Like you, from your perspective, what was the touring experience like for you?
I love touring. I love touring. But it's not all but all what do you call it? Not
It's
all
not
of it.
all roses.
Um, and I think part of it is, like sometimes the flight is so long. Sometimes you miss your connecting flight, or you almost miss it, like where the yachts in it cross to get to the gates. Um, you land and you have to hightail it from the airport to the hotel to get ready to go on stage. And as you come off stage, you're heading out again to the next city or the next
Yeah.
country. It's rather tiring, um, but it's also rewarding. That feel and appreciation you get from the audience when you hit the stage.
Well, I mean, you are touring with a superstar. I mean, you are
Yeah,
touring in luxury. I'm telling you because I remember when we did our first German tour,
yeah.
there was nothing luxurious about it. So you are very very blessed because you said you had toured with who did you say before?
Kim
Um,
and
and,
Marley.
right. Yeah. So I mean, come on, you're touring with. So I mean, yeah.
Okay,
I
but
probably
here's
should.
the thing though. There was a
Uh,
time who I also had done a tour, one tour with Alborosi. I did also
oh, cool, cool.
a couple shows with Coco T. Um,
These are all superstars. I mean, yeah, come on. This is top tier. So it's,
But no, but here's the thing though, not every all right, you know that when it's a promotional tour, it's not all as yeah, it's not as fancy as when it's a tour, like when it's a promotional tour, it's like okay, so everything is coming out of the artist's pockets, their pockets. So they have a budget
Mhm.
and so everything won't be high end. But for
Yes.
the most part, you know what I had always liked, say from being on the road with Kimani, I was always the only girl.
Mhm. Now, okay, you've just gone into something that I wanted to ask you, and I've asked all the women who have been on. I've been very fortunate since we've been doing
Mhm.
for about 3 weeks now. All the women have been just gorgeous women. I don't know if I'm doing that subconsciously, trying to people, but one of the questions I have to ask is a woman in the only woman and a beautiful woman and
Mhm.
sexy woman in a male dominated situation.
Mhm.
Did you have any experiences that you're willing to share with us that was not kosher, that was not pleasant regarding people trying to exploit you?
No, I can't say I've had that really.
Mhm.
I can say that I remember how I am. I'm always thinking ahead in terms of, all right, so I'm getting this opportunity, so I want to make the best of it. So the first, I remember prior to going on the tour with Shaggy, I had worked, I had met Robert Livingston because at the time he was his manager. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I want a manager. I need a manager. So, I was like,
Mhm.
I brought my press kit and I gave him, a CD at the time and, the photo and thing. And he's like, okay, he listened and thing. I didn't hear back from him.
Mhm.
So I remember being in New York and I knew where they were in Long Island, but I'd never been to Long Island. And I was like, okay, I looked up how to get to Long Island and I I took the railway and I went to the office to prove, look, I am serious. And I came with new material, new photos. And Robert was like, it was just the other day I was looking at your picture and saying, oh, there's something about this girl I really should work with. And I was like, yes, work with me.
Nice.
But he said, unfortunately, he had decided that he didn't want to work with a female artist again. So I said, why? And I think the female artist before me, I guess they eventually they were involved and stuff and it ended badly. So I
Mhm.
said, but that has nothing to do with me because you and I won't be together, so it shouldn't matter.
Right. Exactly. So, you know,
Um, so unfortunately that didn't happen, but then I started going on tour. So I remember being on the tour, I said I had asked Shaggy, I said, let me open for you. You don't have to pay me extra, just let me open for you.
nice. Nice.
And he said no. I said, why? He's what was he said that he didn't want because he didn't want the audience to not receive me well and whatever. And I was like, no, that won't happen. But it
I
is what
love
it
that.
is.
I love that.
It didn't happen, but nonetheless, I was still grateful for the opportunity to be on tour with him and everything. I was
One second. Hold a thought, my wonderful friend. Once more, thank you all for being here. You're watching Jamaican Celebrity Talk, where we talk the things them. Luckily for us, we have two remarkable people. We are presently speaking with a queen, super talented, beautiful, determined, focused, very strong, and I'm going to throw it in very, very sexy. So, so you're saying to me, you've never really had any issues with men coming on to you, men.
no, I'm not gonna call the name of the person, but there
No, I
was
mean you don't need to. You don't need to.
right,
But I
but
just
there was
want to.
one person that I was on tour with a set of persons,
Mhm.
and I remember going to the manager and saying, "Will you manage me?" Because up to now I was still trying to find management, because I was doing everything on my own, and you know that doing everything out of pocket is super expensive.
Yeah.
And I think by that time I had my son already. I had my son, and I was like, yo, I need to, you know.
Mhm.
And I said, would you manage me? As he was always saying, you have, there's something about you, you have the thing, da da da. But he was also the person that said I knew too much.
Oh, oh, I see.
Said I knew too much. And I was like,
What,
what do you
what,
mean?
what do you think he meant when he
I
said you?
knew too much about the business.
So,
And
so
I was like,
you're saying you couldn't easily be exploited.
exactly. Because when he said I knew too much, I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? He says you knew too much about the business. Sometimes you just have to unlearn. I was like, but isn't it in my best interest to know the business? So
Yeah.
anyway, he also said that any female artist he has to
Yeah.
sleep with them. And I said, well, no, thank you.
Oh, you mean like sleep in a bed and nothing? Just, or you mean,
Whether it meant sleep in the bed or
or
having
you
sex,
meant?
it wasn't for me. So I said, thank you.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm amazed at how many women have had this kind of experience
Mhm.
in the
I've
space.
had someone who said he was interested in managing me, and I'm not the kind of person. I don't go off lip service. You
Yeah.
have to prove. Are you? Let me see what you come with. Let me see what you can do as a manager, and I can say, well, hey, we can work together. But the conversations, like we'd be talking about music, and he always found a way to try and slip in some personal thing and whatever. And I'm very facey, you know this.
Yeah.
And I,
I wouldn't say a feisty. I think you are forceful. You're not taking a rare. You're not like the rare.
well, um,
So how do you? Okay.
I would ignore the passes, and I'd ignore the comments. And but I'd also say, hey, can we focus on what we're working on here? So and so, I'm not interested. And because I wasn't interested, he automatically assumed and said that I was gay. And I said, because I'm not attracted to you and I'm not interested in anything that you're pushing outside of music, I'm gay. Well, I guess I am.
Wow. Okay.
I was quite, I was
That's
quite
a
taken aback. I was like, what? Wow, how narrow-minded can you get? It never occurred to you that you're not good looking. It didn't occur to you that I am not interested. What I'm talking about here, what's on the table is music, not my front. Sorry.
So okay, your mom of an
Mhm.
incredibly young man,
Thank you.
right? You've clearly done a brilliant job. Listen, that you ex really Peter Cuddle buddies. What do you have? Behave. Zion Sky Arts say up, big up yourselves ahead, Sky Arts. Emily, the wanted one, who is wanted because she's remarkable, says thumbs up to our lovely host. I'm not lovely. You must be talking about Aisha. Big up, people. Big up. Thank you for being here.
Mhm.
Aisha, you're a mom, and are you a single mom? Are you?
I mean, his father is in his life. He does a wonderful job. He has a very good father. Um, but yeah, I'm a single woman.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna ask you the question that
Because
you said not
why
to
I
ask
had
you.
to stress that, because for some persons, when you say you're a single mom, that for them translate that the father is not in the picture at all, in terms of not in the child's life. And so I
Mhm.
had to make that clarification that I am a single woman with a child.
Okay, so is Aisha single?
I just said it. I'm a single
So
woman
you're
with a
so
child.
okay. No, listen. There's two contexts here. There's a context of single mother, and there's a context of I am a single,
I am single. I'm
single,
not
and you're a
married.
single. Okay.
No,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Because even if you're dating somebody, you're still single.
Yeah. Okay. People, you see this. I am not even going to go there because clearly, no, Aisha setting a trap for I am. So,
I just say,
I get what you're saying.
boring,
I get what
single.
you're
I'm a single lady. I'm a single lady.
saying. I get it. I get it. What is it like? What's it like being a mom in this industry that's, because people with music and with this part of the arts, people see the building when it's finished.
Mm-hmm.
See when you're constructing it. I mean, nobody knows how Aisha got here. I mean, I've seen you live and you're just mind blowing. I'm not,
You.
no joke about that. Charisma, great voice, just remarkable, remarkable, remarkable.
Thank you, Zion.
How do you cope with this? Single mother in this difficult and trying industry.
Um, I have my, what's the word I'm looking for? I have my ideals,
Mhm.
and I go off me. I don't watch anybody else's what they're doing, and I don't go off anybody else's norm or what's acceptable for anybody else. It's about me and my child. So I do everything to please God, myself, and my child. And if it doesn't serve me and it's not gonna benefit me as a boy mom, I'm not gonna do it,
That's
because
pretty
I
cool.
have to set an example for him of how to look and appreciate women, a good looking woman, a smart, talented, woman, and not be threatened by that. Be his own independent self and bring something to the table, as well as allow any woman that he eventually is with to be
Mhm.
her independent self, and they can work together. I don't want him to feel that, oh, women can't do it all without trying to be like a man.
Mhm.
I think we're all capable of doing anything, and I don't think, oh well, because she's a woman she's supposed to look like this way, or she's supposed to do this. It's just about me and how I put value on certain things, um and what I want for me and my child.
Wow. So I wanted to ask you this question. I said, I'm not sure if I want to ask you this question. Okay. Zion Sky Arts
I feel
said,
like it's coming.
Zion Sky Arts said, I love the clarification and the appreciation of the father. Stated, yeah, big up to dad. Big him up, for being there and being present. Very important, and we need more and more kings like that because it takes a king sometimes to set the example for a king.
Hmm.
And your son is definitely a king on the rise, without a doubt. I've met this amazing young man. Um, in our business, particularly for women, ageism is a huge problem. All right.
Yeah.
I've never understood this. Particularly for women, it's believed that if you're over 25, it's game over.
Yeah, you're done.
You know,
Which isn't
uh,
it? Isn't it weird though? Because
it's sexism.
it's not applied to men.
It's
Because
sexism
I
and age.
feel I always
I
see
was
men.
You're reading my mind. That's where I was going because I mean, we have to understand that I think Tina Turner became a superstar at age 47,
Yep.
right? She was rediscovered.
Hmm.
Have you been victim to this ageism in the industry? And if you have, how did you deal with it? And how do you deal with it?
I haven't. I haven't. I've never had that at all. And if it's been said, they've never said it to me. um, I don't advertise my age. Um, and that's just a choice. That's not me trying to hide from my age or anything. That's just a choice for me. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And for those who know, they don't believe.
I can attest to that. I think the only way we can guess people, the only way you can get I guess Aisha's age is if you meet her son. If you meet her son, that's you're gonna say, all right, unless she had him when she was 6. There is no way. There is no way.
uh,
Um, what
funny enough, I saw someone last night, and it's not the first time. Like, he's like, "My God, you don't age. You're a freaking vampire," and he just walks off. He's like, "This is unbelievable."
listen, don't be if you let me start laughing the live done. um what you hinted at something that I think is a huge problem in the industry.
Mhm.
You said you've been looking for a manager and it's the hardest thing to find.
Okay, so I did eventually find a manager.
Yeah.
Um, His name was rest. He died.
Oh no.
So
Well,
his name was
nice.
Daniel Yves Saint Martin.
Yeah.
Wonderful man. He was French, lived in France and stuff. And I had met him on a tour with Shaggy. We had a show in France. We had two shows in France. And like I told you, I walk with my press kit, and I always had my press
Yeah.
kit to promoters and whoever. Somebody must bite.
True.
And he bit, and he was, because he'd seen me on the stage, he listened to the songs, he saw my pictures and stuff, and he was very interested. We had a meeting and stuff, and it was going very well because I got signed to Wagram, which is the biggest indie label in France.
I know
Yeah,
them. Really
and
good.
I had done a show in France at the Le Bataclan, opening for
Repeat that again. Repeat that again. A Jamaican here talk to me.
Le Bataclan.
People be not gonna try to say that to know, car. I take down my right? You're so
Adira,
best.
you're
I'm
say a
troubling.
true man
Right.
vampire thing. She not changed at all.
Nadira, man. Nadira,
You
easy.
haven't changed either, girls. I don't know what you're talking about.
So you got a manager.
Right. So
Was there a difference?
we were finishing up my album, and we had released the first single off of it, which was a remix of my song. Which song was it again? See, all these things just happen like oh my goodness, I'm a hot mess, guys. Oh, I really love it when you hold me, squeeze me like you really need me, and when you talk dirty to me, slide your fingers on me, something sort of sexy, sexy. I really love it when you hold me. Yeah. So, so we did a remix of that with Medi Custo, who is one of he's a big superstar in the French market, and it was doing well. So the next step was he was planning a club tour for me, and that was going. We were in constant dialogue, emails, so and so, da da da. And then I didn't hear back from him for a while, and I was like, "What is going on?" That's unlike Daniel. And then one of the persons I had met, one of his colleagues, called me to let me know that he had passed. Yeah, he went to sleep and didn't wake up.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I was like I was in shock. I was devastated. I was like, "What?" And at that point, I was like, maybe music isn't for me. Maybe I should just stop because when you're working towards stuff, and every time you reach something, a door is closed, or the door you're halfway through the door and something you're like, what what are you telling me? It's like, what am I, wrong, I don't know, like, why would you take me this far and then turn me
Wow.
back? So I was like, and as well as I was very frustrated with the business here in Jamaica, because I'd record for a few producers, and you listen to the radio and they hear the rhythm come on and they wouldn't play my song.
Well,
I could count on one hand, not both,
well,
but
I could tell you why they weren't playing the song
the
now, but I
disc
don't want to
jocks
get
who
in
were
that here.
playing. I know I could tell you who were playing my songs. Johnny Cool, Electra, um, Colin Hines,
Yeah.
and the disc jocks at Cool FM.
Wow. Wow.
But it wasn't everybody. You know what I mean? And I really got frustrated. I'm like, what's the what? I don't understand. Especially when like on certain projects, for the most part they only have one female,
Mm. Yeah.
two the most, and they don't play the song. And you're like, but the song good though. And I know not because it was my song and I wrote it, but it was good. Why not play the good music? Why not play the good songs? So I really got frustrated, and I threw up my radio. I threw out, yeah. I don't own a radio. I don't, yeah.
So you got to that. I mean, I know many artists that kind of get to that. I have to ask you. You said the industry. Do you think Jamaica actually has a music industry in the traditional sense of the term? I mean, we don't really have any major record labels. We don't.
No, it's not.
Do we
There's
think we have a
not in the
real?
traditional sense, but there's one. There's something of an industry.
Well, I mean, what would you change if you could change it? What would you change?
I would change a lot because there is no structure. There is no artist development. There is no groundwork to mid ground to, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it would, from the outside it would look like it's just a free for all, like a patty shop kind of thing. And may the best man or woman win kind of thing. Like,
May the best person with the most money win. It doesn't necessarily have to be the
yeah,
best
you
person.
know what I mean?
You just have to be
And
honest.
unfortunately, because I mean, and I think it's also even, I think it's a general thing. Like when you have a machinery, it works
Mhm.
better. So when you have someone who has management or a team that does things for them, that makes it work. But when you don't have it, it's a lot harder. You know, Spice is an amazing woman, amazing artist, and she did it without management. I think
Yeah,
what
I have to admit
worked in
that
her
that's
favor, I think what worked in her favor is who brought her into the business and the persons she was around. And she was just determined, and and she have skills.
and
She
she's smart. She's
she
really
has skills.
a
She's
very bright
she's
lady.
a lyricist and a performer. You know what I mean? It's not my lane of music, so it's a lot harder for persons like me
Mm.
because I'm not a dance hall artist like that. You know what I mean? I'm an entertainer. I'm a singer. I
All
dance.
right,
You know what I mean? So
all right.
my kind of music is clean music or suggestive music.
I have to ask you this. I have to ask you this. I've known you for years. I mean, I really know that you're just really talented. I've always wondered why is it that you sound like you're 300 years old, like you have all this wisdom.
I've always been that way.
You have so much wisdom. You know, I mean, seriously, you've always been like that, and I know that you are. You're very professional in how you do what you do. The industry now is kind of in a weird place, right? I mean, there are some people who think we're at a state of panic, and there are some people who think we're in the glory days because there's no middleman. I'm going to bring on Rory right now. I'm going to
Yeah.
ask you to wait and
Okay.
talk about where the industry is honestly. Because one of the reasons why I had the both of you on is because I know the two of you are honest people and
Yeah.
truthful, and I really appreciate all that. Aisha, Samir, you could have talked for another 5 hours, right?
Really?
Yeah,
Somebody
five
says
more.
that Aisha no Wikipedia have her six sheltering. Really?
Nice. That's nice. That's nice.
That's good to
Um,
know.
okay, so thank you so very much, Aisha, for it. Just feel like we talked for 2 minutes. I wonder what we're talking about.
Really? And I just look at it, I was like, really, it's been that long? It don't seem that long though.
Don't seem that long
Let me
because
say you and I talk on the phone a lot and we talk for
yes,
hours. Guys,
yes, because I
before
know.
we talk about everything under the sun.
Yes, yes. So I thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk
You're
to
welcome
you.
and thank you
Yes,
for
you know what I'm
having me.
saying? So I'm gonna ask you to just hold and let me talk to my brother from another mother.
All right.
I don't know if you noticed, I advertised, I wrote sexy celebs, sexy celebrity women.
Yeah, you sure did.
Someone called me and said, because they hadn't seen the flyer or anything, and the person said, who's a sexy celeb? I said, Aisha. The person said, yes, man! Wait. All right, Aisha, thank you. Thank you
Good
very
to
much.
know.
All right. Love you, Aisha. Love you.
Yeah.
All right, people. Thank you for being here. We're going to have on beautiful Aisha back in a few minutes, but we're now going to talk to. Listen, the music industry is driven by many, many things, and one of the things that we're trying to do here in this space that we're doing is we're exposing you to the different aspects that the singer alone or DJ alone cannot survive. When you hear a finished product, you're hearing the works, especially if it's a hit, you're hearing the works of a brilliant engineer. The person who records the music, records the voices, and oftentimes that person mixes, puts everything together, and that gives you an excellent meal of music, a musical feast. And I am overwhelmed because tonight I have the honor of talking to one of my brother them, one of my brother for life. I love this young man. I'm a brother, love him. But also a genius. You know, we throw that word around a lot, and they're not gonna like me to call him no genius. But he has done projects with the great Sly and Robbie. He has won 3 Grammy Awards, as far as I'm aware. He's worked with Beenie Man, Bounty Killer, Sizzler, Gwen Stefani. No, I can just keep going on and on, but I'm gonna have him tell you about his brilliance. Please, we'd like to welcome to Jamaica Celebrity Talk, the one and only, the genius, the boss, Rory. Rory, we know you don't like the intro there now because I know you. You know, one me say them thing but the truth. Well,
Me I said, sorry, me lad, boy, me can't tell you I'm shy.
no, but the truth, boss, and the truth, and the truth. Everything we just said, yeah, the truth.
Thank you for having me, Peter. One love, man, all the time, all
Pleasure.
the time.
They
And make
don't say a
Aisha
long
know,
time
say,
we know each other.
you have to tell Aisha, say, I'm me the person who say, yes.
I hear you, I hear you. I just
Her
did it.
know.
Rory,
What's up?
why engineering? Why, of all the things in the sphere of entertainment, why did you decide to become an engineer? And what was those first couple of years like?
Wow, you know, the funny thing about it, I didn't decide it, you know, it just kind of happened. I
Hmm.
just kind of end up at the right place at the right time or the wrong place at the wrong time and
Yeah,
see something glamorous and say, I want to try this thing because it has some pretty light I run up and down on it, you know, the mixing board
yeah,
and
yeah.
the lights them I run up and down. I'm going to say, hey, I want to know how them lights work, you know. So that's
Where
what
was this?
actually
Where did this
started.
happen? Where did this happen?
It was at the mixing lab. I was 18 years old and I got introduced to the mixing lab. First of all, my sister played an important role because she had a friend
Mhm.
who became a friend of the family. And he took me there one day and I saw the pretty lights and I just decided, hey, what is this? I want to know what this is. And him said, this is how music work. And I'm like, how music make? And him say, yes. And I say, I want to know music make. And that was it, you know. It wasn't something that that was planned like most people say, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a DJ. If I'm a band, my band to do
Mhm.
music. I was just placed there and the Lord had his way and had his
Mhm.
direction for my life and him just placed me there and everything just become formal.
So, okay, a lot of people who get into the game are the onlookers. They don't understand that music is a combination of many talents. When you get a record, one song is several talents that put that together, and you perhaps
Exactly.
important thing. When you okay, so to become an engineer, how does this work? Do you go to a studio and say, I want to learn the craft? Tell me the process.
There are many ways, you know, we do mixing lab had internship. So I got an internship at the mixing lab.
So you
And from there,
approached, so tell us exactly what you did. You went to
um,
and say, I want to do this.
well, they took me there. The friend took me there, and it was a Sly and Robbie session. And I said I wanted to do this, and every day I would call him to go there, and my sister make sure that him set it up for me to go there. And the first day I went there, it was Sly and Robbie. He said, "Hey, Sly and Robbie, this is my nephew. He want to learn engineering," and him say, "Okay, make him come." And I started to go there every day, and from there I started to study and study and practice, learn the art, read a lot, and eventually you got hands-on experience that became the thing. You know what I
Were
mean?
you paid? Were you paid initially?
Paid? No, sir. Pay what? No, sir. Uh-uh. Them not pay. No, sir. You know how long it took me for me to see the first dollar? No, man. You
Oh,
just, boy.
how long?
And
How long it took
because,
before you got paid? How
oh,
long before
Lord,
you?
about 4 years.
4 years. So,
Yeah,
so,
I
so,
know.
so Rory,
About 3 years. About 3 years.
what
Let's
you,
take off one.
but,
About three.
but you, so you really must have fallen in love with what you were doing.
I didn't even. the money wasn't an issue, right? It is more, I wanted to be there. I want to understand what was happening, the whole process. So I wanted to understand the process. For me to get an opportunity to get to know the process was just enough. I remember in the summertime, I would when the sun comes up and my mother going to work at 7 o'clock, I am at the mixing lab. And when my mother leave work at 10 p.m. in the night, she picked me up at the mixing lab, right?
Nice.
So I was exposed to the Shaggy Robert Livingston session. I was apprentice on that session. Then it became the Sly and Robbie session. I was apprentice there. And then in the evenings after Sly and Robbie finish, I was not no longer apprentice. I was the person around the board working with the people who Roy Francis gave free time. I know engineer wanted to do their work because there was no money involved. So
Right,
I would
right.
do those work to practice, right? So it just goes
So
on.
explain to the people who are watching and who will be watching in the coming weeks, what exactly does an engineer do where recordings are concerned? Because some people don't understand that process.
Okay, well, there's different levels of engineering. There's a recording engineer. He records the sound, right? He understand what sound is. He records sound. There's a mixing engineer. He mixes sound. And there's a total sound engineer who understand the frequencies, how to set up a studio room, what frequencies go where, what equipment give you that sound. You know, it's three different type of engineers
Right.
basically. Fortunately, I have all three caps. Thank the Lord.
Right.
I was able to learn all three caps. But our job is really to a collection of sound, put it together to perfect one recording. Right?
Nice.
That's practically what it is.
Nice. Nice. Now, so your first 3 years, you're an apprentice, right?
Yes.
Um, and being an artist myself, because we work together, you and I did work
Yeah.
mixing lab, right? And that's how we became brothers, really.
Yes.
I think I'm trying to remember, I was recording, it might have been Oh My Darling, and Balby was doing the session and you came in. You probably won't remember. Balby
I
was
remember.
and then he brought you in. And that's really how we met. Them time me Marga and you Marga. So them understand how long ago it
And I was excited because this is some fella. It was a role model for me on TV. You were on Morning Time, so
Yeah, I
you were a
remember
role
that,
model. I always wanted to be like Peter Lloyd, and I
yeah.
remember you were on that television sitcom, that television series.
Yes.
Yes,
Sergeant
man.
Charge.
Yeah,
Sergeant
no, not Sergeant Charge. The other one, we have the hospital thing in it. Like them film it in a hospital area. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, I know it's
But
one. The thing on ABC network. It was a TV
yeah,
called.
there is a TV series.
Yeah, I can't remember it. I've done a lot of films, so I don't really
So,
remember.
and then you were on. If it's not, it's got to be Geddes to be good, right?
Yeah. The light check, remember.
When I saw you in the street, I was like, this is the person I saw on TV, you know. And then I hear that you're born in February, and I'm like, this is a role model. So right there, you became a role model.
January 29th. January 29th. Aquarian, but
Yeah, man. February 5th. You go.
yeah, remember, man. Remember. Okay, so those first years as an apprentice, how were you treated by
wonderful.
and everybody?
Wonderful. I was disciplined for one. I was a textbook guru. I read a lot. I was always studying. And the treatment from Roy Francis was exceptional. It's always, make Rory do it. Oh, Rory there, because Rory is always there. The treatment from Sly and Robbie was magnificent. I'm still here with them because they took me on as apprentice and carved me, you know. Like you carve wood, you know, you carve me out of wood to suit your type of music. So I became their sound, right? For all the others, Robert Livingston, Clive Hunt, it was a school. You understand? It was a school. I have no regrets. There's not one down period. Only one down period I have, you know. But I don't want to talk about it still, you know. But
no, talk about it. Just don't mention the person. Talk about it.
I got a little bit too knowledgeable for a producer and making suggestions that was the right suggestions, but at the time, he never want, you know, a little apprentice engineer to be making the suggestion to make him look small. Right. So and I get a right across my face, you know, and that kind of opened my eyes,
Yeah.
and I understand the role of an engineer from that day.
Wait. Wow. Wow. Oh, Nadira X says, I actually met Rory at Mixing Lab as a young artist, Nads. At the time, I can tell you, he was one of the kindest individuals in the room. Boy,
Big up Nads. You know, long me I look for her. How you find her? Big up Nads.
no, so you are not you have mastered the craft. Let me say this,
I'm
people.
still learning. I'm
What?
still learning.
But this is why you have mastered the craft. The fact that you know that you have more to learn. You get what I'm trying to say to you. People, one of the biggest tracks I have anywhere we're going in the world is a song called Gold Digger. Every time you call me, girl, you want? And let me tell you something. I wrote this gentleman. I mean, in fact, I called Rory and said, Rory, I want to record this rhythm. And Rory said, the rhythm is a year old. I'm saying, I'm busy. Send me the rhythm. And the rest is
Yes.
history. You mixed it down, the song became massive. No matter where we go on planet Earth. That I want song I have to sing, God, people are gonna vex. And big up to you, sir. We have done several other projects together. So you were molded, you said, by two of the greatest human beings in the music sphere, Sly Dunbar and Robbie Shakespeare.
Yeah.
You went on the road with them. What was it like? What has it been like? Because you're still working with them, working with these two remarkable individuals, two people that I love also, two great brothers.
What it is like, you have to keep creating. That's the first of all. Is these are two people who stand the test of time in music. They're always trying to create something new, fresh thing ahead of the game. Sometimes too far ahead of the game. That's the truth. Sometimes they are 10 years ahead. But with them, you have to be creating all the time. There's no time to be comfortable. You have to be hungry, right? Their successes teaches me how to be humble, for one, and how to always treat everybody with respect, no matter who it is, and be hungry all the time. Every work you approach is my boss work, right? When Sly look at me a few weeks ago and say, "Hey, Mr. Baker," I say, "When me boss," and this me I go do, I'm like, "When your boss."
Living legend.
Yeah, them have that mentality. But I must give credit. I'm not only molded by Sly and Rabina. I am molded by some great musicians. Great, great, great. A few of them were lost. You know, rest in peace, Nambo Robinson, Bonnie Brown, Dalton.
Nambo. Brother
You know,
Nambo.
yeah, man, for rest in peace, Tootsie Bird. I've learned from all these people. They call me young legend because I'm the youngest among these legends, right? And I was grateful to have the knowledge of the past, the present, and the future. You know, so I'm grateful for that.
No,
Yeah.
you're still a very young person, and you have acquired 3 Grammy Awards.
Oh Lord.
Now, people don't understand this process, but I know that it's. Am I correct? It's 3 Grammy Awards. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, you are still a very young person. Me know your age. They don't know, but me know. So you're a young person. You have already gotten
Tell
through.
Aisha that. Tell Aisha Wikipedia don't have my age.
The first Grammy Award. So you worked on the project. First of all, who was that Grammy? Who was the artist that you won that Grammy Award?
It was Sly and Robbie. The album is Sly and Robbie Friends. I was a baby, man.
Yeah.
Sly and Robbie Friends, it won in 1998. That probably gives you a little idea of the age. I was probably the youngest engineer at the time to accomplish that. I didn't mix the total album, but I worked on all tracks on the album, and I mixed a few tracks on the album that really made a mark internationally, and it gave them the winning for that year, and I got the certificate award for being the engineer for that project.
What was that like, though? I mean, you were pretty young.
What was that like, boy?
What was it like for you?
It was, boy, I never really understand what it was until Mr. The newspaper article put a center spread with my face in it, and then a couple weeks later the taxman called me. So I kind of understand what it was, But it was a great feeling. For all the engineers who worked on it, Steve Stanley, Colin Bulby York, Fata Marshall, Jason Sterling, and myself, I was elated to be among these greats. You know what I'm saying? And just to be there, I know that I've accomplished this with these guys beside me. I mean, these people been mixing Black Uhuru, Shakadimos, and Pliers, and here this little boy just come and get this opportunity. Oh man, I can't tell you. I wore the hat and the chest was up, and I'll be in the nightclub and hear the song playing, and I'm like, I need to do that, There's a little hype.
But the truth is, though, Rory, although you have, all right, I have always said that we are in a very strange music industry in reggae, because let me be tactful. Frig tack. I'm gonna start straight. We have legendary people like yourself, who have accomplished these amazing things, and the industry don't talk enough about those people. And then we have people who have done virtually nothing.
Yeah.
We want them non-stop. I'm not knocking anybody, but I'm saying to have 3 Grammy Awards is a big deal. And the truth is, you have never changed. You've always been the same exact somebody me know. Sorry, let me break that down for my foreigners. I'm saying he's actually been the same human being I've known since we first met, although he has won 3 Grammy Awards. So you win the first Grammy Award. You puff up your chest a little bit.
Yes.
What happened with the second Grammy Award? What was that for?
Oh, that was Sean Paul, Dirty Rock.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah, that was
Sean Paul. Veteran.
Yeah, them time of them summer season, but for the Dirty Rock now, it was a different experience, because oh wow, the if you know how Sean Paul Dirty Rock album make, it wasn't really a planned album. We just work on some tracks, and the opening track was my track, the track that I worked on with Sly and Robbie, and I actually co-produced that track, and it just ended up on the album. Sean just called one day and say, "Hey, Rory, say your song I'll go up on my album," and I'm like, "Yeah, nice, great, wonderful." And next thing I know, the album sell me a couple millions, and next thing I know, the album win the Grammy, and I was like, there we go again,
Yes,
number 2. But I get nomination to me get like 9 nomination back to back, but no way.
Listen, man, yeah, go ahead, because we're going to talk about that next, But anyway, go ahead, talk to them. So people, my beautiful human beings listening, my brothers and my sisters, kings and queens, Rory Baker is a very young man. He has been nominated for a Grammy on 9 occasions, and he has won 3 Grammy Awards. I want you to grasp what I just said. This young Jamaican living legend has been nominated for 9 Grammy Awards, and he has
as an engineer,
and he has won 3 Grammy Awards. This is a big, big deal, and this is one of the reasons why here on Jamaican Celebrity Talk, we want to talk to the best of the best from across the sphere. Grammy number 3 now. That's the Grammy that that there was a lot of controversy around. But tell us what Grammy number 3 was.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Rocksteady album. No doubt. That's the best one. That's my favorite.
Yeah. So you engineered the session for Hey Baby?
Yeah, for Hey Baby and Underneath It All. It's 2 singles. The 2 singles
what was that? Go ahead.
The 2 singles went number 5 and number 1 on the Billboard Top 100 singles chart, and I think number 1 on the British chart, and number 4 and number 1 on the Canadian chart, and it just go on enough chart. Give God thanks.
So I have to ask you, because this is a question that I was asked. By the way, George Barnett says, "Heal up, Rory, sounding good." Big up yourself, George. Thanks for stopping by.
That's my uncle, man.
What? Big up yourself, my boss. Big up, big up. Zion Sky Art says, "If you go around Rory and it's not a better person. You perhaps just don't want to be, but it inspires the greater part of you to grow. One love. That's a big
Give
thing.
thanks.
You
Give
know?
thanks.
And I mean, the truth is, I have, even being in your presence as a brethren, I can tell people working with you is always a joy. By the way, next year I work on my album. Yeah. So
Yeah, me ready, man. I
yeah.
mean, my if you know the one pop tagline is, and is a mission for us. We
Yeah.
create legends. That's my motto. So
No doubt.
whenever an artist come around me, no matter how you come, you're going to leave better. Vocally, business wise, I'm gonna teach you everything that I know, right? So you're going to get the best of the best no matter what. And you're going to leave educated. I hear Aisha said she take the time to know about the business. When an
Mhm.
artist come and record with me, while recording, you're learning about the business in all aspects.
I can say that. I've actually seen, I've been at the studio and hear you talking to artists about the publishing, the copyright,
They are
pitching,
to know.
all of that.
They are to know. It's important. And as we say, as you know, we do have an industry, so to speak. You know what I mean? We have a group of people who come together and do something, but it's not an industry because industry needs regulation, and
But,
we're not a
hold on,
regulated
Rory.
body.
How is that possible though? Reggae music are 50 odd years old enough. How is
Yes, reggae music are 50 odd years old, but you tell me, I mean, we're going to take the conversation in a different light now. So I
Hmm.
don't know if you're ready for that, right?
Well, no, not ready, not yet, not yet. Because we're gonna bring back in Aisha to talk about that.
Okay.
There's a lot of, someone has asked me to ask this question because we heard a lot of stories about Hey Baby and Bounty Killer and Gwen Stefani, all these rumors and stuff. Um, is it true, after us, is it true that Gwen no doubt came and asked to work with Beanie Man and Sly said no, Bounty Killer's tone and pitch would be better?
Not true. Not
Not
true.
true. Hmm.
No,
So
not
they
true.
came and asked for Bounty Killer.
No, not they came for Sly and Robbie to produce the track, and they
Right.
wanted a track that could go to the nightclub. They wanted a DJ on the track,
Mhm.
right? They
Yeah.
they requested. I won't call the name of who they requested.
Yeah.
It's not that important. It's not really requested. She liked the sound that this artist have because
Mhm.
this artist had a song that was tearing up the world at that time,
Right.
and
Right.
the artist could not be reached.
Mhm.
So the next best thing
So tell us
I
who the
made a
artist is.
suggestion.
Tell us who the
I made
artist
a
is.
suggestion. I made a suggestion to Sly. What about Bunty? And I made a suggestion to Sly. What about Beanie Man? And
Mhm.
Beanie Man was not available,
Mhm.
even so. But the choice when we listen to the record, Sly and Robbie said the vocal that fit this record is Bunty Killer. Remember,
Right.
we had just done with Dancehall Queen with Beanie Man and Chevy with sorry, Beanie Man had Zim Zim at the time, roaming up the charts,
Yes, I remember. I
right?
remember that.
And
Mhm.
Dancehall Queen at the
Mhm.
time towards us getting a lot of airplay. So
Mhm.
the vocal that was suited the record was Bounty Killer. So
Yeah.
we played a few Bounty Killer track for the band. The band
Mhm.
heard the track and then said, "Oh, we love this guy. We love his tone."
Mhm.
Right? So the next thing was to call Bounty.
Yeah.
When Bounty got the call, Bounty said, "Yeah, man, what you talk about? No doubt, a big rock group that you know. No, who them by the way?" And little me say it's a rap group from, and him say rap group, a different market that. Yeah man, me in.
Mhm.
That's it.
Nice. Mhm.
You understand?
Yeah.
So some of that practical things went on, but it's not for me to discuss. This is
Mhm.
not the media for me to discuss that. So
Mhm.
that was it. And we came them time there, we started the recording at G Jam in Port Antonio.
Mhm.
And we did the band there and the band, and then we came to One Pop in Kingston. Them time the One Pop was at the Japanese ambassador's house, and
Yeah.
it's a little studio, the little room we have. We produced that big hit, and
Mhm.
that's it. You know, so
No,
no
no,
room.
here's the thing. You've worked on so many hit songs. I mean, you gave me one of my biggest. You've worked with so many artists. It must mean that there's something about Rory that when an artist steps into the space, once an artist is receptive, um, because I know many persons don't understand that music is about chemistry. If
Yeah,
the people in the room, if the right chemistry isn't in the room, You can't create a hit.
Yeah, no ego.
There's things I've noticed about you. Can tell me if I'm wrong. I've noticed that at the studio, there's no loitering. People can't just come
No,
to the studio and sit down.
no.
I noticed that when it's time to work, a time for work. Ease up. And I know that you speak clearly. You speak from a place of love, but you want to ensure that the product is the best that the product can be. Am I correct?
You're correct. A product represents not only me, it represents you, it represents all the bodies that are involved in that work. No, Peter, there's one motto. Music alone shall live. It shall never die.
True.
Right? It will always, and listen, I'm listening to Nat King Cole. Where is he now? Is he here?
Mm-hmm.
But he did
True.
great work that represents his work, his life, his style, his discipline, and that same work encourages me today. So my aim is whenever we're in the studio, we want to make our work, make the work that is going to live forever. Make the work that when it goes out, it represents you. You're as good as your last hit, but your last hit might be 35, 40 years ago. It must be a great hit. So that is it. Anything you do, you're going to put them talking about digital imprint now. Music has been digitally imprinted from ever since because it is always here.
True.
It never goes away. You cannot do a work and then tomorrow you say, Jesus, if me didn't know, I wanna sing that. Like some people are doing right now. It is going to last a lifetime, forever. You're going to die. Your children is going to die. Your great, 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 great grandchildren is going to die. The next century is going to come and your work is going to be here. So it has to be good.
That's a very profound excuse me, that's a very profound way of looking at the art form. All right, before we go any further, there's something someone just WhatsApp and they want to know. They want to know a little bit about Rory before he became an engineer. Which area from, what kind of family? Before we move forward.
Before I became an engineer, I was a musical person. I used to like to play. Well, I won't go way back, right? So I beat the desk at school and all them things.
Which
I used
school?
to collect records.
Which school?
I went to so many schools. Let's not talk about my school. So people could start calling and say, wait, So
Yeah.
So I play the desk. I bought records. I make up my own little sound system. I select. I make mixtapes. I do so much things before I went into engineering. I was always fascinated with music. That's the first and foremost. Derek Harriott was my summer job. So I'm always playing records. Right? Every summer I'm there until it become like a school. So for me, before Peter, before music, I was just a fun person. I'm still a fun person, but I can't
I was about to say that. I was about to say that. So here we are in June 2021. By the way, everybody, you're listening to Jamaican Celebrity Talk, where we talk the things them. Tonight we have the distinct honor of speaking to one of my brethren for life, Rory Baker, who has been nominated for 9 Grammy Awards and who has won 3 Grammy Awards, including Hey Baby and Underneath It All, no doubt. I have to keep saying that because him look like him a teenager. So I want to understand, say, he has done a lot of great stuff. He's worked with some of the best. I know he's worked with Diana King, Gwen Stefani, no doubt, Cyan Robbie, Peter Lloyd, yeah. I can keep up being the man bound to killer. Man, I can keep going and going and going and going.
We got my queen Shireen. Can't leave her out.
Yes, we got Shireen. Just a remarkably talented person. So we're June 5th, 2021. We're now at age where any man we have a drum machine and some equipment can sit down in a bedroom, him one, and create art. And I think this is a great thing. But at the same time, I remember going into the studio, what made some of my songs great and what made other songs great. It was the combination of all these amazing minds, Rory,
Right.
Fly, and Robbie.
Right.
Do you think this digital how would I put this? This digital freedom in the music, do you think, because these people have engineers there, many of them don't. It's just a man named Tabila Rhythm. Do you think this has impacted the business negatively because there's a lack of people with your ear in the room while these songs, because I've heard some of these songs and some of them are potentially amazing, but they're not finished mix. They're not finished.
There's many ways to look at this.
Yeah.
This is a topic I love to talk about. Technology is never negative. That's the first and foremost. Is the use of technology that makes it negative. The result you get from technology is how you use it. No, for me, I love the technology. I'm coming from the analog engineer, and I cross over. It is during my time that crossover take place. So I am grateful. I'm grateful I have the knowledge of then and now. But it is nice to have people in a room creating music. Why I think the music sound the way it is because it is still in pre-production stage. So if I am at home and I turn on my laptop and I play a beat, it's pre-production. It's not ready for the road. So that's where we need to draw the line, right? When I make it at home, it's pre-production. I can't hear the real thing in the headphones. I don't play keyboard to know if it's in the right key. I'm depending on the machine. I can't voice a song and it's out of tune and I put an auto tune and I don't know an instrument. I don't even know if the singer is in A or the music is in G. I don't know. So it's pre-production. What you need to do is take it to the next stage. This is where we go wrong. Take it to a professional studio. Get professional people, listen to it and fix it because it has potential. Don't just go and put it out there. Nothing wrong with the technology, right? It's regulating is the problem. If you can regulate what is played on the radio, if you can regulate what goes out, that's why we do our industry, because there's no regulatory body. Broadcast Commission need for lockdown, sorry to say. It's a waste of time. May I get political now?
All right. I have to ask this one more question before we bring back Aisha. Listen, Rory, you know, so me and you could talk for the next 50 hours, right? Straight, because there's so many things we can cover. Very quickly, explain to us in your words why great engineers are needed in the music industry.
Just like anything else, great singers are needed too, because when you have somebody who have a craft and understand how that craft is used, it's a difference from a person who just think they know, right? An engineer is not just a person who put the track together or record the track. An engineer is a person who understand what the artist is doing, what the musician is doing, and how I can blend that to go to the world. An engineer is the ears of three different people. It's the street, which is the consumer and the listener. It's the musician and his vision and his dream, and it's the artist who's the product, right? So great engineers can never go, can never die. Always be in the industry because you need that body, that ear, that mind, that concept to move it forward.
Very true. Very true.
But you need great musicians too. You need great you need great programmers. People use the computer, drum programming. You need great programmers, sequencing, right? You need great singers who can do voice train, who literally train and understand the technique of singing. Singing is an art, but it's also a technique to it.
Yep.
Right? You need great managers. There's so many things. So I don't want to put the hat on the engineer alone because he's the first in line and he's the last in line. He's a start, and he's the end.
Yeah.
A good recording engineer, he's a great mixing engineer. Easy work to do.
Last question before I bring in Aisha. Some youth is going to, I'm sure, because a lot of young artists, or a lot of young people who are interested in the arts approach me constantly. If someone wants to get into engineering, young girl, young boy, what is the fundamental thing they need to get into the craft?
Wow. The fundamental thing, oh, wow, that is hard. Patience, for
Mhm.
one, and you have to have patience. You have to be able to read. You have to be
Mhm.
able to understand frequency. Engineering is physics, it's all physics, right? So that knowledge of frequency is very, very key, important. But most of all, you just need to have the time, the art, the talent, the patience, and you can
Mhm.
learn the craft, basically.
Okay. All right, Rory Baker, it's been a pleasure talking to you, my brother from another mother. You know me love you, you're good people. Um, yeah, and seriously, next year I got a little reasoning. When
A
this
long time, you tell me about the album, a long time, I say, come, Peter, we're
no,
ready.
me tell you something. You see, because I did so much something, but I decided. Actually, I was about to call you when we got the call. Said there's something reach us out, and the whole place locked down. That's honestly. So, so I say, all right. So, 2022.
but
If I'm still
no,
listening,
but the reality of the fact is that COVID has made creative people go in the studio and
more.
become more creative.
That's a
That's what I
fact.
like
Yeah,
about
I've
COVID.
seen that.
COVID is very interesting because now the body of work that is here to come
Yeah,
out and is coming out. I'm like, yes. You
yeah.
understand? We have to put
I
in
see it
good
too.
work now. We have
Mhm.
to put in good work. We have to put in good work.
Yeah. All right, Rory, I'm going to bring in back the beauty who is going to be between the two beasts,
Yes.
in the kings. Aisha.
That,
Well,
I'm not
Aisha.
in between. I'm at the end.
Well, it's all
But
right. I
Earlier,
was
I was
hoping
in
you
the
up
middle.
there.
I don't know what happened, Peter. What
Hold
happened?
on, let me know what I'm going to do. Hold on, let me see if this will work. Let me see. Missing no, we missing something. Yes, you've been tweeting
yes.
now.
Yes, you got it. Have to fix it.
Now, here's the thing. The way that the both of you speak about your craft, about the industry, I can hear palpably, I can hear the love and the passion, and in some ways the disappointment, the belief that there more should be there and more is there. Um, we've been dealing with this question about music influencing violence to death, and I don't want to talk about that anymore. What I want to talk about is something I think that's extremely relevant to us in today's world. Recently, a young DJ that I discovered about 4 months ago on a track with Lila Ikea, Skillibeng,
Mhm.
just recorded with Nicki Minaj, and the song just entered the British charts. Um, the Shaggy Sean Paul Spice track is trending globally. They're about to perform, I think, on the 11th on Good Morning America. Um, we seem to be getting back into this space that we are almost every 4 or 5 years. The Jamaican artists jump into the overseas charts and we dominate.
Mhm.
Uh, but at the same time, there's a constant, people are constantly saying to me, the quality of the music is not what it should be. But I remember Rory and Aisha, my mother used to say that about the music back then, the quality of
Yeah,
the music,
yeah.
what it should be. And I'm wondering if it's just that people, some of us are getting a little bit too mature and we're ears is not to the street. Um, what are your thoughts? Do you think it's that the industry is, or do you think it's just that it's evolving into something else and we're not understanding it?
I think it's evolving, and I think what happens is you have some people who are set in the kind of music that they like and listen to. So when they hear something outside of it, they can't appreciate it, and they think, oh, it's not as good as when it's actually different. It's something, well, just different and possibly evolved that they're not ready for or they're not willing to accept. Because
Rory.
music changes as well as it also remains constant, because there's a lot of things that are sampled and used over, because I'm hearing quite a bit of disco feel in a lot of um, hit
Yeah.
songs now. And I was like,
Mhm.
look at that. I wonder if even people know, like some persons don't even realize. And when you say, hey, that is so and so, they're like, what? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
You bring up something like, oh my God, I didn't know. That's
Mm.
because they bring
Rory.
up a lot of persons. What I find though, Rory, you can correct me if I'm wrong, or Peter, if you think different. That a lot of persons, why they seem to not have the passion that myself and you guys might have, is that they don't know the music. They don't know music.
Mm. Okay, Rory,
Right?
what do you think? The question I asked at first, what do you think?
Evolution is a must. In all things, it have to evolve. Now think about, I mean, the first cell phone will come home, used to have it one big something so, and think about what the cell phone is today. Am I going to be stuck as I can't bother with them cell phone and I can use YouTube and I talk to people. More
Mm.
than the little one just dial and take up on it, you have to spin it and no, we
Right,
have to
right.
evolve,
Yeah.
right? And the music is not in a bad place. It's not in a bad place. It just needs to be regulated and it needs to be assessed, right?
Mm.
No, yeah, Bang song hit.
Mhm.
Me not too like the song, coming like what I say,
Mhm.
honest to God. But me hear great potential in the song. If it did do
Yeah.
some of the good things, and but at the end of the day, the street is the street. No, if every 5 years a Jamaican song come out and hit, every 5 years, we do something wrong, don't it?
Yeah,
We,
that's the next thing I was gonna. 1 second. Mr. Fullerton, pick up yourself. Thank you for the raid. Zion Sky Arts, thank you for being here. George Barnett, thank you for being here. Nadira X, everybody who's listening. People in the bushes, big up Tono. We love you know. Thank you for being here. Okay, so we are kind of in agreement. But I have to say this though. I'm listening to a lot of the new stuff, and the vulgarity is almost mind bending.
my
The,
point.
the no, some of the songs are unimaginable.
He's saying that's his point.
You know, I'm like, I don't really understand. But listen, I get it. Because I can tell you, say, when my little boy, I'm there, Premier call, he used to teeth out and go dance a marvelly. I used to hear some gun tune and rare, but me, I said, no.
Yeah, but Peter, that's
Yeah.
the thing. Remember, radio, airwaves, and dancehall were all supposed to be different.
Mm.
Different. Yeah,
Two
Yeah.
Peter,
different, because one
Yeah.
thing
Peter,
the dancehall wasn't supposed to be on the air.
Mm.
Peter, growing up, there was three things. There was three
Yeah.
things growing up. Okay. Let's go back to the late 80s, early 90s. The
Yeah.
rise of Shabarangs and Ninja Man.
Yeah. Ninja
The
Man.
girl
Yeah.
DJ and the gunman DJ.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. Mhm.
Ninja, you ever hear a gun to a Ninja Man on the radio yet growing
No,
up?
you
No.
only
No.
heard like when you go to the stage shows.
When we
Couldn't
go to the
hear it.
station, we hear all Brixton bad boy, rinse on a gun.
Yes.
But
Yes.
on the
Yes. True.
radio, you hear cover me,
Mhm, mhm.
and it was three
Yeah.
different things. It was
Mhm,
the dance hall, the radio, and the club.
Hmm.
mhm, mhm.
Right? So if I
Yeah.
want to hear certain music, I have to go to dance hall. The dance hall was a way of life, was a
Mhm.
culture. It wasn't so much the music at the dance hall. It was just
Yeah,
the culture, the dressing, the way them dance, the way them respond.
Yep.
The
Yep.
club now was about the music, and
Yep.
the radio
Mhm,
was about selling the artist, selling the product.
hmm,
So
mhm.
I get it right now. There's no filtration. There's right across the at the
right
bottom of there's
cross.
no club in Kingston. There's no club in Jamaica, as far as
And
I know.
unfortunately, too,
Mhm.
because of that, you have the music that should be on air that's not getting the airplay.
So what is Broadcast Commission doing?
Naughty.
Nothing. Nothing. Not a thing. Because anybody can play anything on any radio station
And all
anytime.
they do is edit out the word when we all already know what the word is.
But you know, it
Hey,
what fascinates
Peter,
me. What?
Peter.
Yeah. Mhm.
You see, growing up, I thought Cherry or Baby was a children's song. Growing up. And I
Yeah.
remember the first time I come in my house and I sing, no put it there, don't put, my mother said, boy, if I hear you, then,
Real
you know,
dark.
Shabby,
That's
you
it.
know, put it there. Just
Yeah.
like
Real
you,
dark.
if I do any
Mhm,
park and there was a dance hall around the road, and when the dance
mhm,
hall,
mhm.
a
Yeah.
Friday day time, and so on, my mother said, go a shop. Come go a shop, me get me experience of what the dance hall look
Your
like.
teeth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
run go to the shop, so me can buy quick and spend a 5 minutes so me can run come back.
Mhm,
You
mhm,
understand?
mhm,
I couldn't hear
mhm.
the music on radio.
So you're saying, Roy, that the problem really is there is no, yeah, you said it, no filtering. Because I remember when I recorded a track, right? I would have to, first of all, I'd have you, somebody like you in the studio. So if me I go sharp or flat, you'd say, you'd press the red button and you say, singer, do that again. It sounds good enough, but it could have little better. Because that's exactly
Yeah.
what you Rory.
Yeah, and
Some man would have said, singer, that flat, sing something else. Do it better, right? So you are there
Yeah.
to quality control. If the
and
bass
some don't have a clue.
and it not feel right, the engineer or the producer could say, yeah, that feel right in a Mikey Fletcher, but we think we could have do something little better. So you had a group, like I said, a group of talent in one place putting together this work of art.
Right.
Then it was given to someone like yourself or a Stephen Stanley or one of the greats, and you then would select what aspects of the song you would put in to bake the cake. Then, after we bake the cake, we have to go to somewhere like Dynamics or Tough Gang or Sonic Sounds, and then they
So,
have to eat it. So
and then now go cut it if it don't mix good.
Exactly.
straight up, right? So then now, so there is quality control at every level. Then when you take it to RGR, God rest her soul, the librarian at the time, her name slips me. She's a beautiful person.
Jennifer Lyons, should have dead.
No man, no, before Jennifer. Before her. Not talking before her.
Don't laugh,
She was there
Aisha,
for
don't laugh.
years. You're not gonna see. You're never there around. And
Oh,
then, with a group of people, listen to the song and decide if the song was musically at a point where the RGR group of company would play it.
we play, and not only if the RGR group of company will play, is which DJ will play it.
Play,
Yes.
because
Because it don't fit in certain DJ program.
Exactly. Then, if you go to Rory, them time the people Rory slim. And I stood up. Rory, if you hear me, I throw a stone. You're my brother. Them time you go to Rory at Stone Love, and or you go to Father Paul, and you carry the song. Father Paul listen to it and them say, singer that song ain't gonna work in the dance, and I really tune this.
I radio tune this.
Just like that. Or he would have said, yo, this have a vibe, you know. It will work on the streets.
Never
And
bought
then
it.
you go out and work the dance then. But now I can sit in my room and go poo 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 poo, and I can voice a tune because I hear some songs that are they're good songs, but they're not quite ready yet. They're not bake. And then you just put it on Ditto, you put it on Amazon, you just release it. There is nothing in between to say, yo, that song is good enough, but it need this and it need
But
that.
here's the thing, though, Peter. It's not just that, though. Everybody thinks they're an engineer, and everybody thinks they're a producer.
That's the biggest problem.
That's the problem,
The
because
ego is the problem. There's
yeah,
no
because you have persons who say they're producing, but they know jack about music. You have someone that says he's a recording engineer, but he can't tell that the artist is singing flat or sharp. You can't, or you
Or
can't add anything to it to say,
hold
all
on
right,
there.
sing up.
I'm sorry to
But
jump
like
in.
that,
Or he's afraid to tell the artist that the artist is saying sharp or flat.
I don't know about they're afraid, because if you hear it, even if you don't know what the term is, you start this singers do that over. It never sounds all right.
sound funny.
It sounds
Yeah,
funny. You know what I
funny.
mean? But some of them don't have a clue either. They don't have
And
an
how do
ear.
you and
It's
how do you get to
important.
know? You have to you
Important.
cannot
When I,
train for it.
yes, because when I'm teaching my students, I say your oral, which is your hearing, is very important to what you produce orally. If you can't hear it, you can't sing it. So if you aren't trained to hear what you're singing, that what you're singing is way off of what the key is playing or the chords are playing, you shouldn't be in the studio.
Yeah, the what I like about the technology now though is that, I mean, as an engineer, oh Lord, I get people in
Oh
here
no,
singing.
yeah,
Yo, put on auto tune.
auto
Stop
tune
me
and the
singing, man. Let's put auto
melodyne,
tune from my voice.
and then
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
auto tune my voice. Yeah, what am I going to use the auto tune for? To put you in a key? Me just want to have a sound. Just put auto tune on it.
God, don't have a clue. You know, but it goes back to show that, let me tell you, the artist needs to be very appreciative of the engineers, because I've been called to do harmony work for some people, man. So And when I get the call, I say, first of all, how the song sound? Because if it's not on key, I'm not coming.
Have you
It's
ever turned on your radio and listened to Hot 97 or listen to any American station, VH1, BT, whatever, and hear an off-key song? Talk it through.
no,
Mm.
no.
Okay, sorry.
So I
Then
don't see
then
why
what,
our
there's a
stations
problem in
are
Jamaica. No,
yeah.
Aisha, there's a problem in Jamaica. There's a problem in Jamaica. Because I'm sure the people who run BT and MTV and Hot 97 are not musicians. I am
No, they're
positive.
not.
They're
They're
not,
not.
but they know
So
when they
I'm going
can
to
hear
turn on my
music.
radio. My
Mhm.
radio in Jamaica, me hear 30 song off key. And why me go watch my TV station in Jamaica and say off key video show? Right? And right across the board, listen, we are all children and children live what they learn. You hear?
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
if that is
Mhm.
what you throw at me, that is what
that's
I'm going to learn.
yeah.
And that's what I'm going to think is the norm.
Well, let me jump in. I was recently, I had this conversation with someone recently, and the
The
person
bigger stuff
said,
laugh.
we are only giving the audience what they are asking for.
Not
Uh,
true.
No, 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 no.
Not
okay.
true.
What is
Yeah.
happening is
Not
the
true.
audience is accepting what you're giving them because if you're not giving them any better, they won't know better.
Hey, Peter.
Also have audience members who know better and they don't listen to certain things and so they complain about the quality of the music and they will always say, well, I'm forever a 90s baby because the music then was so much better, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
because
Them they now grow with time too, you know. Them they
well,
outdated, you know.
some of them,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just saying some of them not
I
growing with
agree with that.
time.
Yeah.
However, I'm just saying about the quality of the music because the production, there was time placed in it. And so the artist um took there was some sort of development, sort of, because not
But
everybody had it. Um
think
where they had to be on PR, they had to, or they had producers, real genuine, real producers and engineers who said, that not right. Go back and fix it. Or you tell you what, go get some music classes and come back.
Mhm. Rory.
think about this. Think about this. You're a consumer. When you go to the supermarket, you know exactly what you're going to buy, right?
Hmm.
You know exactly what you're going to buy. You're a consumer, other way around. Honda is coming with a new motor car. Do you know what it is? No, you don't know what it is.
Yep.
It's a different kind of consumption. It's the same thing with music business. People don't know what they want to hear.
Exactly.
That's just the
That's
bottom
what I
line.
said. They don't know what they
People just
want.
want to hear what sounds good, what makes them feel good,
Feel
what
good.
makes them happy. Nobody knows Shaggy was going to come with That Wasn't Me. Nobody knew. But when Wasn't Me came, oh my God, it impacted me. It
The
wasn't
song,
me at all.
it
That
didn't know
never me.
what it.
Never me. Never me say Aisha hot. I never me.
I never
Mm.
you, but you admitted it though.
But I'm saying you have to find that music that is going to connect with your audience. That's what music is. It's not
Mhm.
a personal thing. It's what's going to connect with your audience. And sometimes the negative connect, sometimes the
And so
positive connect.
that's
But at the end of the day, you have to have regulation.
a
That
balance.
is where my problem is. The Prime Minister was not wrong when him say music influence crime. It influence a lot of things. It's not crime alone, it influence. It
Music
influence
influences
it
a lot of
influence
things
all
in just
sector.
life. But
Let's bring it
remember
out
though,
loud.
but Rory, also it's on the flip. Life influences music. So it's not just that the music is influencing people to go do wrong. If you realize that a lot of
There's no wrong and right.
badness, wait, no, a lot of the badness that's in the music is what they live.
But there's no wrong. That's what our
Right.
music is,
So
our culture.
yeah. And so what
Our
we
Jamaican music
music on a
depicts what the
whole though.
society is.
Yeah, but music
That's
on
the
a
real.
whole across the border is what we live. I write what I live. I write what my people live. You know what I mean? Because nothing.
Can I jump in? Can I jump in? Listen, let's be honest. Dancehall in particular is clash culture. I remember,
Reggae and a whole.
I didn't hear
Reggae
you.
and a whole is culture.
Yes, no, no. Listen, what I'm saying is dancehall itself is clash artists clashing against artist culture. That's really the essence of dancehall. It's me coming to the mic.
No,
Yes, no. Let me finish. Let me
no.
finish. Let
I
me
think
finish.
that is that it is a Jamaican thing that evolved over the years into a clash culture.
No, that's what I'm saying. But I'm referencing Jamaican dancehall only. That's what I'm talking about. So Sting took this two artists clashing thing because we had singers clash, we had DJs clash. Then we went into the era of Shabba and Ninja Man, which
That's
was
where the clash.
rivalry, which was a rivalry. So it took the clash to a different level. Then we had, but Ninja Man and Rexton Garden still used to hear one another when they come off of the stage. Then we evolved into Bounty and Beanie, who at one point, me are telling you this, never like one another for real. So their fans then took this thing now to a different level, the clash culture. Then we moved to Cartel and Movada, where, as you know, it got real. It became
very personal.
Right. So the clash thing, when it went further and further. But here's the thing. I interviewed a young artist the other day called Black Fox. I said to him, you know, because he's now going in a particular musical direction, and big up to him. But I said to him, why did you shoot? Because the song is a nice song, but the imagery in the video is guns and this and that. And I said to him, why? He said, and I quote, I have recorded several songs over the last 2 years. This song is the first song that I did that for 24 hours was trending worldwide on YouTube at number 50. He then said, how do you now expect me to stop doing this kind of music when this is the first semi-hit that I have had?
Rory, you look like you're itching to answer.
Rory, can I throw this at you?
I am wondering if it's a deliberate attack on our music for it to be down.
Right?
Because am I living in a country where people are negative?
I was about to tell you that a lot of people respond to negativity, unfortunately.
Am I living in a country when I hear baby father kill baby mother because of rare? And is it okay? Is it okay? That's the question. Is it okay for me to hear all these negativity? I may see it in my society, I may hear it in my music. It must be okay. It must be. We need to market Jamaica. They market Jamaica the wrong way then.
Right? But the sad thing about it is, what is viral, what has been viral for the past several years are things that are negative, things that don't make sense, things that are ridiculous, things that are you're ridiculing persons, and people are thriving off of it and living off of that, when people with positive, good content is like, oh, so okay, because you see how quickly people share things that are negative as opposed to something.
Next time you book up an artist like that, Peter Light, ask him this. Your song is trending now. Do you think it will be trending in the next 20 years?
It won't. Ain't nobody gonna remember it.
Nobody ain't gonna remember that.
They don't even, when Peter mentioned it, I said, what, who is that and what song is that? He said,
Nobody's gonna remember that.
I said, okay.
Where is your song trending? Who is it trending to? Who is it trending to? It's not a problem to get 43,000 likes, or views, That's not the problem. When they click on something, it's view. But is it going to live? Is it making you better? Are you rich? Is it something that your grandchildren can live from? I'm not going to say your children, your grandchildren. Is it creating generational wealth? Like Bob Marley sang them. I had to see my face. I tired to hear him voice too. But we love it.
Yes. And he left us in 1981. And
he's still a number one artist.
And he's
Sean Paul is number Beanie Man, I'm a brother. I do enough great hit song with him.
Yes.
Beanie Man's my king of the dance hall. Sean Paul has been holding number one for the past 22 years. What are we doing?
Yes. Yeah.
How many artists in America come and go since then?
But you see, but listen, you see, you not read my mind, That's why I like when I talk to my brethren and sisters, because that's another thing I wanted to bring up in terms of this quality control, etc. Two things that I think are correlated. Every major pop song in the last 8 years has been a dancehall song.
Peter, let me touch that point. Earlier, you
please,
say
let me finish. No, hold on,
okay,
let me finish. Then
sorry.
I heard 8 years ago, I was in New York talking to a prominent music industry person. And the person was talking to me about, I think it was a Justin Bieber track. And they were saying, Ray, 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 Ray. And it's amazing how we've invented this new sound, Caribbean pop. I'm gonna say, yo, stop. There is no such a thing. A dancehall that, a straight dancehall that. That's dancehall. Here's a question I want to pose. How is it that they took our music to that level? And because listen, baseline.
Regulation.
Wait. Baseline gone out of music, dancehall. I mean, you know bass no more. Me not hearing kick, me
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
than anything else. Right? Then I'm also noticing that every vocal is auto-tune. So I'm trying to understand. They took our music to where music should have gone. I like some of
No,
the stuff. Go ahead, sir.
they took our music, they continue where we left it.
Yeah.
We were there with the Shaka Demus and Pliers, we were there with the Shabarangs, we were there with the Beanie Mans, we were there with the Sean Paul. They just continue it. No, there's something you said earlier. Every 5 years a dancehall song come out and hit. I agree with you. I think personally,
I mean, hit globally, really hit. Hit
but
globally.
I think personally, they do that, let in a track, here where the Caribbean is at, Jamaica is at, then they
Okay.
copy. And they will play that for the next 5 years. Then they let in, they feed off us,
Yeah.
Feed off us. But I mean, think about it. Think about when the Shabarangs and the Patras were hitting it, the way we were doing R&B and the reggae.
Yeah.
Hip hop took that. Regular, whatever them do for them music, they throw us in our trench and them jump over with the Ashani and the Ja Rule and the Ashanti and the Ja Rule and the J Lo, the same concept that we had. That's our concept.
Don't forget
Hey,
reggaeton. Don't
hey,
forget
hey, let me
reggaeton
tell you
invented
something,
by
Rory.
Sly. Reggaeton that was
Can I
invented by
tell you guys
Sly.
something? I remember prior to, how they have the female, the singer and the DJ, da da da. I remember going to Dave Kelly with that same idea before it became a thing. And Dave told me it wouldn't work because the people don't want that. And I
Are you
said,
serious?
yeah. And I said, but how do you know they don't want it? You've never given it. Nobody's ever given it to them.
Excellent
And he
question.
said it wouldn't work. And I lived to see the same idea that I brought to him a few years later was what
Me
was.
know say you're not that old, Cause me know you're pretty, you're young, Me know say me your birthday so close. But I remember the first time I heard one of those songs was about 1990. We were children. It was,
No,
it
no,
was, it was, I'm in love with a man nearly
right. No,
twice
no,
my
Yes, I
age.
that
remember.
was
Yes,
reggae.
yes, yes,
That
yes,
was
yes.
reggae itself. What I'm talking about is having more of the more R
R&B.
mixed with the thing. And he said, no, it wouldn't work. That's
Yeah,
because of 1990 I'm in school, sir.
yeah, me know, me too.
I'm like,
But
what?
but I go Jubila tear down the place, man.
Yeah. But I was just saying that sometimes when you come with things that people aren't ready for, they wait until somebody else does it.
I wish you had carried it to us because with our camp,
Oh, they
listen,
never about it though.
Only
we
never them
me
more
never
Rory.
know.
One
No
papa
Me
was
man.
never know.
yet. No. I
1990. Only
was
never them
young,
more.
I was young, very
You
fresh,
should
and
find Sly
with
them
my ideas.
man.
I
You
was
should
doing
find Sly and
harmonies.
Rabbit.
I was doing some harmonies and stuff, and I was like, yo, I want to be an artist and thing, and I
Anything
came.
you have, and they have something fresh, carry it to Sly and Robbie and Rory.
Yeah,
We don't want
I've
to sound
proven
like
that.
no
Now I
I've
else
proven
know.
out
that.
there.
I've
Now I
proven that.
know.
I remember.
We don't
I
want
don't
to
know if
sound
you
like
were
no else
around.
out there.
I don't know
Exactly.
if you were around, Rory, but I remember the first year I did Sting and Flat the Place. I was shocked. I had a song that I did with Sign Robbie. I did two songs with Sign Robbie, one on Kochi and one on Spa na na na. Wait them again.
MPLA.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
MPLA. And the songs that tear up dance. Me never know. And Link called me and say, yo, yeah, come to that show. Yeah, and I ended up on Sting. But what I remember is in the studio working on the track, it was mixing lab we were working. And I remember Sly sitting with me and saying, like him I say, all right, yeah, sing it that way there, but no, change the melody and sing it this way. I don't forget how much I trying to say to you. That
Yeah, man.
that comfort zone that you hit when you have somebody like a Sly or Dean Fraser. I mean, the other day, me and him worked on Woman, which did really well for me. And you know, Dean, we did at the studio, you work, and you voice the song. Aisha, me take the song hot. And Dean said, Peter, me not think you're ready for voice at Junior, yeah? Go ahead, and when you're ready,
Come back.
I mean, think me laid on a great track. I don't know what's that so deep dark. See? I don't know what deep. But it sounds to me that what you both seem to be saying is that the problem is not the technology. The problem is regulation. Hold on, let me just read this very quickly. Zion Sky Art says, by the way, I grew up listening and watching. Peter Lloyd. Okay, and I must say your music are amazing and your skin always. Okay, thanks for the platform. Thank you very much, Zion. Nadira pure trouble. Nadira X again at the talk section.
Not giving any trouble.
A trouble shaggy.
She says, I love this right now, Aisha and Rory giving facts. Then when we're talking about art imitating life, she wrote art imitating life. Then she says, yes, Sly producer, my first single, miles ahead, always. Yes.
Always. And the same thing with Rory. It's the same thing with Rory. Rory has this
Rory disappeared to Rory gone.
He will come back, man. He might come back. But the same thing. Rory has this capacity to see ahead. But what freaks me out, Aisha, is I do like some of the tracks that I'm hearing. I honestly like them. I hear so much amazing.
You have good stuff.
There's some great talent out there. The truth is, I like Jada. I like Shensia. I like Skiddy Bang. I like what's her name? Leela Ikea. I mean, I'm hearing some great music.
Mm-hmm.
Say what concerns me and what bothers me is that the problem might be because we never had an industry in the true sense of the word. Because when we were talking to you earlier, what you seem to be saying was, here's this great talent, Aisha. I couldn't find a proper management team locally. I couldn't find people to develop my craft locally. And several artists have said to me that's one of the problems.
It is.
We don't have an institution that trains our artists to speak properly, present themselves properly, to work out properly, etc. Right? I kind of think that's a huge problem that we have. How do you think we could solve this problem? How do you think we could regulate the industry with all this amazing talent that we have here?
You're on mute, Rory.
Unmute the mic. Not hearing you. Unmute. Hold on. Yeah, talk now. Not hearing you. Let me check something. Right.
That's what you get for coming out of the chat without saying excuse.
Yeah, Rory? Say something.
Unmute it now.
Not hearing you. I'm not sure what.
What you do?
Back in. Go out and come back in. Yeah.
How do I am not sure how they regulate. I think here's the thing for me. I think there's so much that they should have been doing and they should do that unless they're willing to do it, it's not gonna get done. What I found and what I like and admired was with
hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
The camp.
Engineer love press me go press one button.
You know, remember that time I picked you know.
Yes,
Press the button.
Now to me, say, like Aisha read chat, me I try to figure out over read chat to man.
Oh,
And press
press
the wrong button.
comments and take it off of private chats.
Me alone, me no feel something. Me all right.
No, there
Um,
are two things at the top in the chat thing. It says private chat and comments. Click on comments
mhm,
and you'll
Me
mhm.
see
not
them.
troubling. I'm not troubling it. I'm not
So, all right,
troubling it.
Rory, how can we create a real industry?
It's not hard, you know. It's wow. First of all, the people in the industry have to want an industry. The major players. There are too many major players in this
That's what I just
industry.
said. If
It
they
is
want to, they
business.
will do it. They
It's a
don't.
business. It's a business. No, we're afraid of government intervention, but we do need government intervention, right? If the government can partner with the major players of the industry, then we can find ways to create and regulate what needs to be done first and foremost. No, you need. I mean, it starts. You know, there is Jams, there is Jacob, there is Jaipo. That's the beginning,
Mhm.
right?
Oh,
So,
by the way, we now have a new Jamaica Federation of Musicians, which I'm now a member of. That's doing extremely well, right? So we also have a union for musicians and people within the craft.
you
Mm.
see, that's where the problem is. So you have 10 different organizations doing 10 different things, but none is governed. And that's what you need. You need an umbrella. You
Mhm.
can't go into a hotel without signing up with the Hotel Association of Jamaica.
Right.
True,
You can't
true.
go into farming without signing up with RADA or whatever it means.
Yeah,
And this
right.
is why
We need
the
an
entertainment
overall
industry in the States actually works because they have their union.
Oh
And
yeah,
right.
I'm a member of Screen Actors Guild and AFTRA.
you're right. And you can't
So yeah,
and those are the persons who are gonna get the work outside of and outsiders, which is why sometimes when we watch certain films and whatever, and we cringe at the fact
right,
that they're using people who are wannabe Jamaicans or whatever. But
right. Mhm.
our actors are members of their
That's
industry,
true. Yeah,
so
that's
they
true. That's
can't be
true.
hired.
That's
And it
true.
should be the same. And I've said it for years, and you and I have spoken about this, Peter, about
Mm.
us not having a union because and so it's like a free for freaking all, and so everything seems
Well,
like
well,
a
as I
shop.
said, we now have a functioning union and they're doing very well. I mean, I've
But
joined them. We're doing very well.
but Peter, growing
Yes,
up,
sir.
how I know it work. I remember like Ashe.
Hmm.
Ashe produces talented singers and actors, and these people move to screen and the recording, right? The hotel does the same thing. Talented singers and actors, and they move, right? But if you can have a body that represents all these people, then
Yep.
we need government intervention.
But that's what I'm saying. We have a body, Jamaica Federation of Musicians. That is really what it's supposed to do. It's
Where's
just a
it?
matter of getting it back there, you know. But how then Rory and Aisha, how then do we tell the young artist who he put out him song or she put out her song and she get some play on the corner, people are big her up, you know? How you gonna tell her no, listen, you know, we need some kind of regulation. We need, you know, this your material is good, but it's not finished. How do you tell her that? When she's gonna say to you or he's gonna say to you, well, when we draw the song on stage, the place real for at least the first 30 seconds. What do you
Ask
how
her,
do
ask
them
her
in?
if she's earning. Ask her how. The key thing with music business is this: the music business in Jamaica. A lot of us do it, but we don't know how to earn from it, right?
Exactly. So
And
which is
if
it's important for them to learn the business. How do I
right, they
monetize
don't know
my
how to
craft?
earn from it. And then it takes us long, Peter. People like you, myself, Aisha, it took us long to realize, oh, I'm working. How do I get paid? How do
Actually,
I
Miss
earn
Edwin,
from all these work?
Rory, I had everything. I researched. I learned from other persons. Not just locally but overseas. And I found because I before I even had no good proper song out, I had signed up with ASCAP. I read up about a lot of stuff so I can money get paid from it, and it doesn't have to be a whole. I remember when I got my first check from ASCAP, I was like, yes, but frame it because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
you have to, it's a business, and if you look at your craft as a business, then you will treat it as such. I wanted to make sure that years down the line, I'm earning from my music, even if it now get no airplay here. You know what I
Right.
mean? That is what it's about. It's longevity, looking up beyond the horizon, like, all right, okay, it might not make no money right now, but couple years down the line, hey, somebody
You're
else might be able
planting
to
seeds.
cover it, or I
You're
want,
planting seeds
you
for
know
it
what I
to
mean?
grow. You're planting seeds. And you plant plenty seeds so you can get plenty
Yeah,
corn.
it's
But
not
you know,
about the hype.
so much has changed, right? So much has changed in the industry. Let me give you another example of what I'm saying. When I started performing, there was a stage show every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The stage show, you had to perform. You had to do a 20-minute, 1 hour, 40-minute, 30.
That's you developing your stage performance.
Right. What I'm seeing now is, me say, three DJ or five DJ run out and them hand the mic to one another.
They cannot perform.
And I said to myself, but hold on, them people cannot do a 1 hour show. Because Rory knows, you know, I know, when I tour, I'm doing 2.5 hours.
The
That
thing
Every
about
night.
set.
Every night.
Peter, the
Every
thing about
night.
it is, I was going to
Sometimes twice for the night. So my
And no
question is,
energy don't drop.
no, but it can't drop.
you can't.
It's
When
not gonna
when
drop.
I go on stage, people come back and say, "Oh my God, you're in heels and you're jumping and all these things for the whole night." Yes, I'm performing, and if I feel like I can't manage the heels anymore, I take off the heels and I continue because I'm
Yeah.
here to entertain you. I'm not
Yeah.
here to stand up and you sing my songs. I'm
Mhm.
not here to stand up and just stand up and look in your face, which is why some
Yeah,
people
but here's now
are.
the culture we have developed is what I call the forward culture. In other words,
You have to know your audience, though. You have a forward audience. You have an audience that
yes.
appreciates quality and good music. You have an audience that applauds at the end of the performance, at the end of the
Mhm,
song.
mhm.
What
And you
Yes.
have an audience. You have an audience who go buy a record after you're done perform because you capture
Yes.
them.
Yes.
exactly?
Yes.
You understand? So
Yes.
you have to know your audience and you perform accordingly. You must know, say, hey, tonight, man, sit down in front of the elite. So they're not going to forward.
Mhm,
They
mhm.
are going to sit and listen, and at the end, they will clap.
Well, I have actually seen them
Promotion,
forward.
they don't say
I
you're
must
what
concede.
you
I've
know
actually
it.
seen them for that. But what I'm saying is, and I think we're all saying it, is that the industry has disintegrated. The little industry that existed, it has disintegrated. So you
No,
have the regulation in terms of,
I think it is more. It is the artists are eater food.
Eat a
The
food
artists
artist.
are
yep,
about hype. They're not
huge
about
problem. That's a
developing.
massive problem.
They're
Yeah,
not about developing their craft. They're not about, yo, I need to get better. Peter, every time I perform, I watch back what I perform,
yeah. Mhm,
I used to go to stage show to see artists
And
perform.
mhm.
yes,
Then we can find an
I
artist.
don't, because here's the thing, huh? What you said,
Yeah,
Rory?
I used to go to the stage show for find an artist where hype for see what the hype man. And when him perform and bust the place, I say, yeah, I'm hype. I say, studio. Can't come and studio is a different kettle of fish. Jesus
Exactly. So
Christ.
yeah, and then you also what you're having now to Rory are persons they record the songs, the song boss, but they don't know how
You
to
can't
perform.
perform it.
Mhm.
And
Can't
this is
perform.
where artist development is important.
Yeah.
If you're a producer and you have a new artist, yes, the artist is lyrical
But he's
and
raw talent.
he's raw talent. So how do you need to develop this talent? What do I need to do to develop this talent? You don't just have the song with the song and then throw them on the stage
But
because you're
Aisha,
putting them out to.
Aisha, how do you develop the talent when the talent already is declaring themselves a superstar?
That's a good
Social media a lot, and I have seen artists. Let me give you a simple example of what I'm saying.
Instead
I,
the ego
I,
bigger
no,
than.
but that's what I'm
one.
saying. When we talk straight, and people listening just follow me. I have 19 international films, TV shows. 19. I've had 15 number one tracks globally. I have toured everywhere except Asia and South America. And one day I'm going to go do that. I'm making a living from what I do. But me now call myself legendary. Rory Baker is legendary. Rory Baker have 3 Grammy Award and 9 nominations. No matter what him want to say, him legendary. He has
He did.
He has produced.
I don't
Wait,
legend
let
with
me.
me.
He has produced. Can we know you? He has produced countless hit songs, including for me. He's a legend. But then I see many younger brothers and sisters because I love them. Them have a song out, it'll get a decent play, and then me say superstar so and so, or legendary so and so, and they're referencing themselves in a particular way. I mean, I say them, you can't approach them people and tell them you can assist them to
Well,
evolve.
that's a detriment to them. And they
Hey,
don't, and unfortunately, they won't see it until they actually realize, oh, but not now going for me.
now go on for me.
The thing
You know?
about it is, Peter, a lot of persons are hyped. They have a hit song or something that resembles a hit song, but nobody outside of Jamaica knows who they are.
Yes,
Nobody
yes.
outside of Jamaica's.
I remember Sly telling me at Mixing Lab when we were recording Oh My Dad, and I remember this. Sly said, don't make song for your brethren them.
Because a whole heap of
Said,
people have
make
this.
song for the world.
We talk about that so often.
Yeah.
I get artists here who say, oh, the man them on the corner. I this them a shout and then do some talk and do some words. And I say, brother, if you travel the world and tour the globe, you realize that not going to work.
Not
No.
going to work.
They are
And they won't
Jamaica.
see, they won't see, because I've had persons ask me, so how come you don't perform much out in Jamaica or whatever? I said, go where the money is. I don't hear any of your music. It's okay though. My music is being played the way it's supposed to be played. Because I
And
have
where is where you go and tour.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because I have persons contact me online and that from all the way in Africa. And you know what I mean? Oh. Ooh.
I
And some of the songs that they love, you're like, oh my God, but to you, the song that old though. But it's new to them.
Oh yes, yeah, I know that one. I know that one. All right,
I
listen.
have something to say. I have something to say.
Yes, yes, sir.
Let's talk about creating a superstar.
Right.
Do we have the infrastructure in Jamaica to create superstars?
I think yes, because
But
we have created Sean Paul, Shaggy, Diana King, Andrew Donalds, Bob Marley, Tosh. I would say
I think Shensia is on her way to becoming that.
All right, pause.
yeah. There's a few
Let's look at the model.
spice that I can go on. We have produced a few.
Let's look at the model to create
Right.
superstars.
Jimmy Cliff and Bob Marley.
Jamaica then. Jimmy Cliff, Bob Marley, all them people, Sean Paul, Beanie Man, them could do shows all over the island, you know. Right? We used to do island tours, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Big up
Yep.
RJ across country, the only thing where they
Yes.
represented.
Yeah, big up. Yeah. Beautiful.
And you use that platform to bust artists. So you used to have major festivals, Sumfest, Sting, Sunsplash, you name it, Reggae Ram Jam. Them thing the bust artists. So you're creating superstars. Now you're in the situation where, not because of the pandemic, but before the pandemic, you don't have no show.
Show. Yep.
Nothing now go on.
Like a lot of the stage shows that weren't happening anymore.
How if you can't sell 500, the last big hit we have in Jamaica we're selling now. And she's royal, you know. The last we sell must about 50,000 copies. 50,000 copies can't even
Nothing.
single your roof. But at least you have the Jamaican society like a song, go out and buy the song. Right? So now, streaming is the thing. How are we going to use the platform that we have to create superstars? We're not touring anymore. We're not doing all island tour anymore. So we rely upon radio, don't it?
Yep.
So if radio is playing Aisha Monday, I mean Aisha till next year, a superstar that?
Nope. Because repetition is key, and that is why some songs bust, because then pay for play the repetition over and over, and the song is fudgery.
Listen to me now. Yes, this is level of superstars. Listen.
One of the fastest superstars I see rise in Jamaica in the shortest period of time, and him hold the fort, big up Chronics. You understand? Yes. Because that rise was so fast.
But you know what?
And him hold the fort.
No, but it's not as fast as you think, you know. what Chronics did the college circuits.
Thank you.
He did that, had his following, his fan
Show
base
them.
there, and
And start keep him on, show them.
exactly. And
Build a
then
fan there.
and his team, they all work together and say, all right, this is what we're doing. And we'll go UTech, UE, and had those concerts over and over. And those students supported anytime he had a concert. And so what that did was caught the eye of music industry people and say, wait, hold on. Because when Chronix performed that Tracks on Records, people were like, so how them a put him on, but after nobody know him and whatever. And I remember Sharon saying, watch how them make a surprise because he can perform and he has a following. When I went there tonight, the place full.
Ram, me do that too.
Because he had a pause. The team worked together and said, this is how we're going to do it. And this was before him even have no song much on radio. And
I'm going to tell you something. I got signed to a label in Atlanta. They were trying to turn me into some R&B. Let's not even go there. So I come back to Jamaica. Nobody will play me. No radio person because it's as if I'm done. My career done. This is 2002. I get Wake Them Up. I do Ready for Love. A couple of songs that hit. But this is what I do. I am the first person to do school tours in Jamaica. Nobody did it before me.
Yes, true.
So I toured all the schools because my peers weren't buying my music.
Yeah.
But their children started to buy my music. So the peers started to book me because one person said to me, wait there, are you singing the song of my son I sing every day? I never know you have. Right? What you're saying is correct. Then what I also did, they had been asking me for years to do Royal Palm. But wouldn't do it because I don't have money. But I said, you know something, I'm going to do it now. That further cemented me in people's heads. You get what I'm saying? What I realized and what Rory is saying is true and what you're saying is true. We need to create, just like how the record label have the A&R, the artist developer person, we need to have this. And the truth is that these people are few and far between. Robert Livingston alone did Supercat and Shaggy, Brian and Tony Gold, etc. These people come in. Don Taylor did Bob. I mean, they're once in a lifetime.
But
Once
this
in
is
a
why it's working. Pick up Ramesh with what he's doing with Shensia and the people in his camp, as well as Protege with Leela and them, because what they did was he has a thing going, and he brought them in under his. And
Aisha,
so they're all working together. So if he's performing, them have to come too. And so now he has a deal, and his deal is
it's called multiple streams of income.
Exactly. No, it's not just a multiple stream. What I'm saying.
Patrick Roberts and the Shocking Vibes School for the
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So
real talk.
Multiple streams of income for the person at the top. But what I'm saying is, it's a team effort, and not just one person benefiting off of it. He's benefiting, and he saw, oh, these females are talented too. Let me help them. A lot of some artists who have been there has not helped anybody.
That's true. Or if they
I'll forever love Bounty Killer.
Yeah. But again, as much as I love Rodney, and I think we all Rodney are good people. As much as
because you have to give props where props are due.
Yes, but I still believe Rodney should have started a label and signed these people to his label.
He did start a label, priceless. Started a label, priceless.
But did he sign these people to his label?
I don't know because priceless in the when next label name the have Scare Them and Priceless are those two labels in the have. I don't know if him sign nobody. But then understand Bounty Killer.
He had ANG and Alliance Next Generation or something like that.
Yeah. Bounty Killer was an artist. If Bounty Killer had the people around him like Johnny One and the people was interested.
Exactly.
Further.
So that's what I'm saying. It's a team effort, because me as the artist can say, all right, I'm at a particular level now. I want to help some other people. I can't do it by myself. I need other people to say, all right, this is what we're doing and whatever. Without that, if there's no machinery, The car can't move.
Oh, by the way, let me just say, big up Rodney Price, big up Killer. Really, Mount
Big
Killer.
up God,
Yeah,
5-star general.
Yeah.
the
Real man.
he has done so much for the industry. I mean, I have to big him up. A straight talk, real talk. Okay, so our problem really is we have a lot of talent. We now have a medium through which, because I should say this about radio, and I'm going to say this. I have a 15-year-old daughter.
First you catch me a road.
She and her friends, they have never turned on a radio.
Curfew catch a long time.
Oh, she can get off.
Over there.
Oh, but, what I was saying is, my 15-year-old, I've never seen her turn on a radio. Her friends don't turn on radio. They get their music.
Online, sir. We don't need radio. We have radio online.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the physical instrument. That's
But
called.
they don't even go online.
Peter,
They
when last you listen to radio?
consume music different.
Huh?
When last you listen to radio?
I listen to Roxy Nickel because I'm a sister and I'm like her. So we listen to her. So okay, I listen to radio.
Right now, me I hear more commercial on radio than music.
Don't.
Yeah, they might have to make her money. I guess. All right, listen. My beautiful brother and sister. Last words. Let Rory, you go first.
My last words?
Yes.
Well, oh Lord, I have so much things to say. My last word. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for listening to us. We have enough things that we want to talk about. One next time we catch up. But
yeah, we shall do it again. Without a doubt.
For my industry players, let us focus on bringing our music. I'm not going to say back to where it was because we don't want to go backwards. Let's focus on bringing our music forward with positive message, positive thinking, music that our children can listen to. Because right now our music is PG, I don't even know, 26 and over. Yeah. But let's go forward in making some positive music, making some positive impact on the younger generation. That's what we need to focus on. The other generation who's going to take this over, we have to start nurture and teach them mind the right things. That's all we need to say.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, Rory, before you speak, Aisha, you see what you say? What confuses me. The people who are hitting and streaming millions, they're not singing that kind of music there. Sean Paul has been the top of the game forever. Sean do them song there. Shaggy do them song there.
None of them.
That. Chronic did that. So I'm saying...
and the one with them song in a prison.
But yes. So what I'm saying is those songs, they don't seem to go beyond the diaspora.
But that's what I said earlier. Nobody knows them outside of Jamaica or the diaspora.
I'm confused. But yeah.
I think it's ambition. What are you aspiring to? Mm-hmm. What is it? Are you satisfied with just being in the diaspora? Are you just satisfied with being well known in Jamaica? Because there's fame and there's success.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want? Do you want success or do you just want fame? Because I can be famous doing jack shit. Oh, can I say that? I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I think that's acceptable. I think to you.
Okay, you know what I mean.
If not, I guarantee you, they'll send me an email. I guarantee.
Apologize.
I endorse Jack. So
right, but okay. So for me.
Yes.
Guys, look, thank you for joining us tonight. Peter, thanks for having me. Rory, we have work to do.
Yes, I'm waiting.
Call me. I've got ideas. I have a lot of stuff written on. But please follow, subscribe to me on all socials at Aisha Davis Music. That's AISHA DAVIS MUSIC.
We have it running.
Stream my music. I'm on SoundCloud, Reverb Nation, Spotify, iTunes, you name it, all digital platforms, and prepare for new music. I have some awesome music coming out, so listen out. I also have films coming out as well because, we are multi-talented, so, we do it all.
Yeah.
So please, guys, support your girls, support.
Well, let me say really quickly, it has been an absolute honor and pleasure to have two of my most favorite people.
Thanks, Nadira.
here with us. Thank you to everybody who's been watching, who had a good time.
Peter,
So much.
Rory can't see the chat, so I'm just letting him know that
Okay.
Nadira says you guys are great, and then at the end she says, "Good job, guys, loved it." Thanks,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
Big
So
up.
I just want to say it's been my honor. The entire purpose of creating this platform, Jamaica Celebrity Talk, is to document people within the art, any art form. We have had everybody here. Not everybody. Last week we had a young lady who's doing very well as an adult industry star. She's doing very well. We have spoken to authors and stuff, and it's a pleasure to speak to a Grammy Award winner. And it is also a pleasure to speak to one of the nicest, most talented persons I know, Aisha Davis. I have to say
Soon
that
get my Grammy. Soon get my Oscar.
you shall, I
I'm
think.
not just saying it,
Yeah.
guys.
But
Listen,
what I'm trying to do,
I want to be a part of that.
Please, yes. You
what
My
will.
I'm
number
trying to
4.
do in this space, what we're trying to do in this space is we're trying to document your life story, because very, very often within our industry, the life story of the artists and persons involved in the arts are
It's
told
told
by,
by people who aren't them.
they're not told by Jamaicans. So
Yeah.
it's to have you in your own words telling us this and sharing your remarkable talents and your experiences with us. And I am humbled to have the two of you here. Of course, we're going to edit these down and send them out next week, so you guys should look out for it. I'll let you know. Thank you, everybody, for watching the Jamaican Celebrity.
Thank you.
Please go follow them. It's IG. We're running it here. It's Aisha Davis Music, just like that. We have One Pop Music for Rory Baker, and we also have Rory Baker One on Instagram. Go follow them; they're amazing people.
Oh,
Subscribe to my YouTube
and
channel as well.
can I
Yes,
push in something?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Follow Kids Reggae JA too.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that. Lord have mercy, man. I have so much something I want to talk about.
What? Bring me back.
Thanks,
No
thanks,
doubt, no
Nat.
doubt.
People,
So,
Nat says she done a follow
text
already,
me.
so she know how.
Please text me for a rerun and say bring him back. Bring him
no
back.
problem. No
Let's
problem.
protest.
No problem. But this is the thing, no, no.
Pull up.
Having people like yourselves, because you are both overachievers. You are overachievers. You've both achieved amazing success. I mean, more to come for both of you.
And I don't think
Plenty more.
I don't think I achieved nothing yet. So
But
You have
Aisha,
achieved.
that's the
Come on,
thing.
Aisha.
what you said, Rory?
You have achieved.
You have.
I know. I
The-
said for me, yeah, I have achieved, but
There's
I
plenty
think
more to come.
There's more to come.
yes, you're right,
There's
right.
more to come.
I don't
There's more
reach
to
where I
I
feel
just,
like
I
should
just,
be.
I get the four when you talk about. I just get the 411 from you about you on Wikipedia, so you can't tell me. No.
No, I
What?
don't have Wikipedia. I don't have nothing on me. You know what? My name. There's a lot of Aisha
You
Davises.
don't want me
There's
talking.
an Aisha Davis actress, and her name is spelled exactly like mine. I was like,
Really?
what
No,
the heck?
I see a picture, me see.
Not me, my love. Wikipedia has nothing on me. But don't reach that status yet.
My brother and my sister
And then come on.
have to go.
You guys go.
I am going to Rory.
Yes,
It
sir.
was a good vibe. Big up yourself.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
cool.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thanks for
Best
having
of luck.
me.
Pleasure, pleasure. Oh, you were saying something, I'm gonna cut you off.
It's okay. Neds was saying let's catch up, and I said yes, Nats for sure.
All right. All right, people. Thank you for making Jamaican Celebrity Talk. We do this every single Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Jamaica time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, and 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The purpose of this is to edutain, meaning to educate you and entertain you about people within the sphere of the industry, any industry in the arts. So it's not just about music. We talk to actors, comedians, everyone. Next week we have some amazing guests lined up. You're going to love it again. We're going to cut these down and edit them and share them out. So thank you all for being here. I'm your host, Peter Lloyd. I love the Wolano. Remember, irrespective of what you are told, you are kings and queens. You are kings and queens. You are deserving of greatness. You are love. You are light. Blessed love. Thank you for making it Jamaican Celebrity Talk. Nadira! Big up!